So they handed these out. You know those things in the...
they're called Thunder Sticks.
So you just take these and they said...
Those are older than...
That's all you did the whole goddamn time.
You know these are called Thunder Sticks?
I felt like a walrus.
You never seen these before? They have them in baseball games.
No, it's not. It's not. Hey.
So this week we have probably the best Nerd Confessions podcast episode lined up for you. We're going to be talking about Thor Ragnarok, which we just got back from seeing all together. We have Tommy that just came from BlizzCon 2017.
Yeah.
We watched Stranger Things 2, and we are going to be talking about our drunk experience. Well, Ellie and I's drunk experience seeing the Duffer Brothers. So sit back, relax, and here we go.
BlizzCon stuff. The game came with patches.
Stop hitting shit, please.
Nerd Confessions. Make it so.
Core element is based on an FTL nanoprocessor with 25 bilateral L-electrons.
Oh, help, you read me?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. This is a very good composition.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts and opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, and whatever. It's been about a week since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, I'd like to remind our listeners they can follow us on various social media platforms, find previous episodes, and view bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net.
.net.
I'm William.
.net.
I'm
Sorry,
William,
jet
the
lag.
moderator for this episode, and I'm joined today by Sohail,
What's going on?
Ellie,
What up?
and Tommy.
What's up, everybody?
In this episode, we'll be talking about the 5 most recent nerd news topics important to us, a quick update from BlizzCon by Tommy,
Woo!
Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
Stranger Things 2, and a little bit about Drunk Adventures, meaning Duffer Brothers. Stick around until the end of the episode if you want to hear some of our listeners' confessions. If you want to send us a confession, you can email us at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet.
Tweet.
Or Instagram or DM, whatever you want to do. For those watching on YouTube, we'll have a timestamp in the description if you want to skip ahead to any of the topics that you want to listen to. If you're listening on the podcast app, just hit the skip button. You'll be able to skip ahead to whatever you want to listen to as well. The show notes, for those that want to see them, are available on nerdconfessions.net when you click on the podcast link. So for starters, let's talk about what we each did this week. Sohail, what did you do?
All right. Played StarCraft 2 with Tommy. Not because it was free, but I paid for it and it was 12 when it came out. I paid for it. I played Super Mario Odyssey. Not Galaxy. Whoa, what happened? Did Mjolnir break things? Sorry.
Why are you breaking stuff?
I don't know. I can't control it. It's really good. Mjolnir is pretty strong. 7 Days to Die with Tommy. We finally got some.
We figured it out.
Got some big ass weapons, and we had a good time.
That was pretty fun.
Basically hacking, but all right.
We had a good time
wasn't
with
hacking,
it.
it's
Was just part of
allowed.
the game. And the server guy can do it. We had a good time playing with SMGs and blowing up stuff with rocket launchers.
Blew up a whole building.
And then we blew a hole in the ground the size of freaking a house.
That was nuts.
Awesome. We also had saw Stranger Things numero dos in season 2. Watched Thor Ragnarok twice. Wow. And also been watching my puppy, so I haven't been a lot of sleep. His name's Charlie. So if my eyes are a little bit red, is because that's why. Yeah, the puppies are a lot of work. So yeah, Charlie.
Ellie, what did you do?
I watched Stranger Things 2.
Okay. Stranger Things 2. What else did you do?
For once, I did not play Breath of the Wild.
Oh, really?
Instead,
Did you play anything else?
Mario Odyssey.
Oh.
It has replaced the void in my heart. Not really. Anyways, I'll playing Zelda later. And then what else did I do? Nothing. Same old. Got drunk.
Oh, drunk Ellie.
Celebrated Halloween by doing nothing.
I heard you ate a weird little thing.
Oh yeah, it was Halloween, wasn't it? I completely forgot about that.
Was it Halloween?
Yeah, there was so much shit going on this
I got
weekend.
2
I
trick-or-treaters this
completely
year. I was
forgot.
pretty sad.
Tommy, what did you do?
So I had a pretty eventful week. I did see Thor with you guys. Didn't do shit on Halloween. other than just play some games. And then I played a bit of Mario Odyssey, played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Origins. I also went to BlizzCon 2017, and that was a blast. There was a whole lot that happened there. And when I came back, I decided to play. I played a little bit of WoW, and then I went back and I played a lot of StarCraft 2. Played it with Sohail, and I ended up buying the remastered version of the original StarCraft, which actually looks really nice. I just haven't actually had a chance to play it just yet, but I'm going to. It was like $14 or something like that.
Get that use map settings going on.
And then I also purchased not Wings of Liberty, but the Legacy of the Void, and started playing that one. And then what else did I did a bunch of stuff. And so watching Dragon Ball Z.
We played online.
Also played 7 Days to Die with Soil.
Yeah.
I've been watching Food Wars.
You played StarCraft with your cousin.
Yeah, I played StarCraft with my cousin.
How is the HD remaster of the original StarCraft?
I haven't played it yet. I'm actually waiting to play on it. But it looks really clean. It's the same thing, except just the graphics look really clean. It's not as pixelated. It's very clear. They said it's 4K or whatever. So I'm kind of excited about that. So I went to BlizzCon. That's probably the biggest thing. And I got this cool Zerg plushie, which
That's pretty cool.
Which converts inside out into a Baneling.
I'll do it while you talk about it.
Okay, you can convert it.
Hey.
So when I went to BlizzCon, they gave everyone backpacks,
Some of your insights.
which is these cool BlizzCon backpacks that had like a place where you could put these Velcro patches that they gave you for everything. So they pre-gave you World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft, Overwatch, Hearthstone.
The Overwatch one's upside down.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
a lot. I think that's a lot more fun than what they do at PSX, giving you the cards.
Yeah, the cards are pointless. This is a lot cooler. And then for everything you went to, they would give you a patch as well. So like this patch was, I forgot what the hell this was for, but I got it. This one was for participating in the esports arena. This is from the Wowhead, which I also went to the Wowhead party. Anyone who plays World of Warcraft will know you use Wowhead for a lot of it's like the WoW Wikipedia basically, and they're a pretty big thing. And they actually threw this into the crowd and like hit some kid in the forehead and dropped it on my foot. And I was like, oh look, and I just picked it up.
Nice.
But they were giving out prizes and doing interviews.
So apparently they do this every year with the backpack?
I don't know.
Because apparently they knew about it and they made their own little Velcro thing.
I don't know, maybe. Or unless they were informed.
You could also get information from the...
Yeah, they probably knew just because they're such a big Blizzard vendor thing. I saw a lot of people there. There was a lot of streamers at BlizzCon. I didn't know any of them, but my friend was pointing at Pedram, was just pointing out everybody. He's like, oh, this is this guy, and this guy, and this guy. I'm like, oh, okay. Who?
Like the event that you went to. There was that
like
girl that was
Wowhead
supposed to be there.
There's like a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of people there. And then, but the backpack's really cool. And the inside, if you were to open it up, is lined with all the logos just kind of stitched in there all over the place. And in the backpack came a bunch of stuff, some gear, a gear card. It also came with a book for Warcraft. It's like an actual like lore thing. It came with a whole bunch of like little prize stuff. Like it came with a box. I had a Reaper in it from Overwatch. There was some other stuff. There was some stickers and patches. There was a pin as well. And then, of course, there was the BlizzCon store, which you could buy stuff. And there was a huge line on the day you went to go get your badges. And it was probably like, 3,000 people in line. And so I actually saw the line. I had no intentions of buying anything. But I asked somebody, I was like, hey, because they gave me the catalog. And I said, is this all that's there? Because I wasn't really that impressed. There's maybe a couple items that look kind of cool, but nothing that I would be like, oh, wow, this is like, the most amazing thing on the planet. And actually, this is what the Baneling looks like once the Zergling's flipped inside out. And so the guy told me, I don't know anything. Go ask the lady, one of the cashiers, just go on the side of her and ask her questions and, ask her about it. So I said, oh, okay. So I kind of went over there, and there's a huge crowd. I just go from the side, and I stand next to the lady, and I said, excuse me, is this all the stuff that's on the catalog? Yada yada yada. She's like, yeah, that's it. They're here. Some of them pre-ordered, and they're coming for pickup, and all this stuff. And I kind of like glanced at the line, and I was wearing the Nerd Confession shirt, and she looked at my shirt, and she said, oh, I really like your shirt. And I was like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm a podcast. Da 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 da. And then she said, okay, give me 1 second. I said, oh, okay. And she just
special for
and
you?
she walked away. And she came back. And I'm just kind of standing. I feel really awkward because like people are looking at me now. And there's of course the 3,000 people on the other side staring. And now there was like multiple cash registers. Of course, there's probably like 15 to 20 of them. But people are watching like a hawk. And so the lady's like, all right, the next person that leaves, I'm going to pull you in. So the next person, when their transaction was done, she just pulled me quickly right over, like right through the line, through the exit, right in line. And she's like, all right, what do you want? I was like, what? She's like, what do you want to get? I was like, and so I like flipped through the book real quick, and I was like, I can get anything, like as much as I want. She's like, yeah, what do you want? So I was like, all right, shoot. I'll get, ended up getting 2 hats. One of the Alliance and one of the Horde, which is on my head right now. You can't find these on the Blizzard store. This is a different color and stuff.
That's what I would do. I get what is exclusive to the event.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could find. Well, there was maybe a few items that's exclusive, but overall it was very cool. Like they have really cool like stitching on the bottom. It kind of reminds me of Marvel a little bit. You can show them the Horde one too. But it has it says the Alliance on the back, and it's a logo on the front, and it's got its own hue, like color. And so I just got those really quickly. And as I was waiting in line, there was a kid next to me. Not a kid, like some just guy. And he just looked really tired. And he had a Diablo beanie, and he was returning it because I guess it was too big or something for him. And I was like, holy crap, this guy was in line for 2 hours to get the beanie, and then went back in line again for another 2 hours just to return it. And I got in 2 minutes. I was like, oh shit. I felt bad, but also felt really good.
Well, as for me,
sorry, I just went on a tangent.
Yeah.
Well, what did you do this
I played
week?
Assassin's Creed Origins, trying to get through that one, so we can talk about it next week. Super Mario Odyssey, played that a little bit. Thor Ragnarok, I saw that with you guys. And I watched a lot of Egyptian documentaries because playing Assassin's Creed Origins, it's got me interested in the Egyptian world. So watching some like Cleopatra documentaries and stuff. She's in this game. It's in that era, so it's kind of
Mark Anthony in it?
I think yes, he is.
He should be,
Yes, he's there with her. You meet him before her.
because he bangs the crap out of Cleopatra.
So anyway, so that's what we did this week. Let's jump right into nerd news. Okay, guys, Razer, who we all know for the RGB LED lit hardware that they always have, is releasing their own phone now. The specs are pretty impressive for it, but it'll feature a 5.72-inch display that can run up to 120 hertz. So 120 hertz is pretty good. We only have had so far displays on cell phones and things that run at 60 hertz. So that's kind of impressive for a mobile device. Apple has the iPad Pro, which is also 120 hertz. And the way Apple is doing it, which I'm sure the way that Razer's doing it, is that it fluctuates. So it saves you battery weight that way. So there's something going on the screen that'll make you benefit by having 120 hertz. It'll display at 120 hertz. If nothing's going on the screen, I'll gauge it down to like 30 hertz.
Right.
So that way it saves you battery life, but you still get the superior experience of the 120 hertz when it counts.
Oh, be an Android phone.
It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Actually, Apple doesn't have it on their phones yet, just the iPad Pro. So Razer's beating them to it.
That's
good for Razer, I guess. The phone's going to be retailing for $699, and it's going to be released on November 17th. So pretty close.
half the price of the X.
Yeah.
730.
If I were into Android, I might be interested.
You get two
But
of these.
I hate Android. Yeah.
and then sell them both.
Yeah.
Good
I just
iPhones.
wish I liked Android more.
It looks like a really boring phone.
It's very plain, but you know, I don't know why they have a Razer logo on the back. It's not RGB. They're really missing an opportunity there.
Yeah.
To really scream.
But
Razer.
USB-C.
Right. That has USB-C, no audio jack, right?
Yeah.
Right. You have to have an adapter.
Yeah, there's a Razer logo.
It comes with a THX adapter because they have THX stuff. Anyway,
Ooh.
next news topic. Microsoft has a patent on a way to fit a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack into less space than 3.5 millimeters.
This should be
How is it
interesting.
possible?
This could be possible. A game change of the headphone jack's going away. Maybe it's going to be water resistant too. I don't know. Maybe it will be. In that case, it would be able to go on a water resistant phone. But either way, I think we're going to be looking for this to be featured on the next Surface, I'm sure, which is going to be very pretty thin.
Right.
Maybe on the bezel.
It could be
pretty
there,
thin.
or it could be, maybe Microsoft wants to launch a phone line again.
Or maybe it'll make their dongles that much smaller that are converting USB-C or whatever to
Audio jacks.
3.5 millimeter headphone jack.
It's kind of interesting that they can do this with just like a couple of ideas. Windows is pretty nuts with their innovation.
Well, they're not really hardware, so they're just getting the hardware with the Surface. So I'm sure they're going to do it with the Surface. I mean, they weren't even doing their own phones; they were just doing the software with Nokia.
Yeah,
But they bought Nokia, so I don't know. They're getting more and more into hardware. The Xbox One X finally has a good hardware interior, so I guess maybe they're finally getting their roots in hardware too. We'll see how that goes. Next news topic. Facebook has admitted that they have as many as 270 million fake,
God.
fraudulent, or duplicate accounts.
nice.
This makes up to 6 to 10% of overall users, and they are working on ways to track legitimate activity rather than sudden spike of fishy signups. So by seeing if there's legitimate activity, you'll be able to see, okay, this is a real person, and all these other people are fake, instead of just all these other fake accounts are just being created.
270 million is almost the size of the United States population.
That is kind of nuts.
So as like the population of the United States is fake accounts. So that means that their projections on their stuff is pretty bad.
Yep.
But Facebook has basically has to, I guess, will apologize, won't they? They'll have to fix it because it's not really a good thing. Because if there's fake accounts,
What if these fake accounts are actually doing a lot of video views and they did this on purpose so they can get ads on their videos and get paid for
they
it?
did this in The Office? Remember they made a fake account on The Office so they can like the Dunder Mifflin site?
Oh, probably, yeah.
There's an episode. It was pretty funny. It's like, this is the cool guy. Cool guy likes their account, so it's like fake. But it could be it. Way to build up views, man.
Next news topic. Netflix has
accusations against actor Kevin Spacey and movie mogul.
Shut up. Netflix has officially severed ties with Kevin Spacey. This means the film Gore
Goddamn.
that Spacey was set to star in has been canceled, which was going to
And-
be on Netflix. And he will not be involved in further production of House of Cards.
Plus, all the money in the world is getting pulled off of the A something. I forgot. They're pulling it.
What money?
That all the money in the world. The movie he plays in with Mark Wahlberg and where he plays what's that rich guy's name?
Oh, like you're no longer eligible to this money?
No, it's the name of the movie. It's called
Oh.
All the Money in the World.
Oh, okay.
It actually
and
looks
this is
really
not-
good,
and
you
that has
couldn't
nothing
even,
to do with
He was going to
Netflix.
win an Oscar for that sucker probably because like you can't even recognize him in there, and the acting is really good, and it's just it's a sad situation that this is the kind of person he actually is, and as a result,
Sad days.
So this is all coming from the allegations against Spacey during the hashtag 'MeToo movement. So
Are you talking about the All the Money in the World, the movie where he plays
Yeah.
John Paul Getty?
yeah.
So should social media allegations get you fired? Is
Yes.
the real question.
Well, I mean, it's not just social media. There's people from the actual House of Cards, the crew, who have complained about it. Other children's actors. There's a lot of people coming out of the woodworks now. The same as Harvey, as that happened to Harvey, where it's not just a
Weinstein.
bunch of like no names. There's actual like people who are in positions of power who don't need to. Like you would normally people say, oh, it's just they're doing it for the money, like with Michael Jackson, right? Where they were saying, oh, all these people they just want money, so they're telling the kids to say all this shit. But this is people who actually have money and they have all this stuff. Like there's no real benefit to admitting these things other than to just finally get it out there and get this guy, arrested or put behind jail or fired or whatever. So, I mean, it feels more legitimate than like most scenarios, like when something like this happens. But apparently this is stuff that's not secret in Hollywood. It's just the world is now finally finding out.
Even our boss knew.
Well, finally public, I guess. Well, yeah, our boss did know a little bit about how he's done this in the past.
Yep.
So I guess it has been kind of public before. Next news topic. Lily Allen calls herself an idiot for declining Bitcoin payment for streaming on Second Life.
What?
She got this offer about 5 years ago, and she was offered 10,000 Bitcoins just to stream from home.
And how much was it
on
worth?
Second Life? Now, 10,000 Bitcoins, well, one Bitcoin is worth $974, which means that she turned down $1,127,000.
Yep. Damn. Just to do a live stream. So she calls herself an idiot. She made money for her lifetime.
Yep. I don't know. What would you feel bad about that, Ellie? I would probably have said no to be honest, because Bitcoin is...
Yeah, isn't there still that whole idea that it's still hard to spend it?
It is kind of still hard.
You're using it in Vegas.
Can you?
Yeah, Vegas has ATMs for him.
So I guess if I were in her position, I was offered that much, and it's like, I can't do much, I might as well go to Vegas, spend it all, and then be good.
Well,
I don't know if you could back then, but now you can. Yeah. I mean, it's becoming more and more legit. It's just hard for me to understand this currency. That's why I never...
It's a cryptocurrency. It's all about not being tracked. I think that Ghostface Killer made one. He has his own cryptocurrency. Anyone can make one. You just have to find a way to make it worth money.
I do know you can make a lot of money right now by doing Bitcoin farming, but...
Well, you need a lot of GPUs.
You need a lot.
Yeah, you do need a lot. Well, it's also because people are oversaturating it by getting Bitcoin farms together, and these are people with warehouses full of video cards.
Yeah. There's I saw a video of the Chinese Bitcoin farmers, and they have literally a warehouse just full of thousands of servers, and there's one guy sits there with a gigantic fan the size of of a home, 2 stories, just blowing air in there just because of how hot it gets. And the guy lives there. They live there, and all they do is just listen to that.
If my brother listened to me back in 2006, 7,
they just sit there and they just listen for something to go wrong on the server so they can go fix it. That's it. And it just sits there and it just mines numbers.
My brother
all day.
My brother told me,
insane.
When I told my brother about Bitcoin and he had a good graphics card, if he listened to me and started mining, then
no, he still wouldn't have made anything. I mean, maybe
when
a
it first started. When it first started, anybody could have got something. It was just now it's become a nothing per unit. But because when Bitcoin started, my brother could have made at least 10 or 15 units Bitcoins a week when he was starting. But
these guys are rolling out thousands.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video where there was a kid that was a teenager when this was happening, and he was just for fun, he was farming them, and then now as an adult,
he's a millionaire.
He's a millionaire.
Yeah, I knew a Norwegian guy that bought a house with his Bitcoins.
Infuriating.
He had 40,000.
Must
Why?
be nice.
Just because he's smart?
Yes.
So now we've entered Tommy's BlizzCon update. Tommy, so you let us know about the merchandise you got and a really fun story about how somebody gave you some free shit for being part of this podcast. We're so awesome. But what happened during the event?
So during BlizzCon, there was a couple things going on. Number one, they announced that there was a huge Overwatch tournament going on for the finals, the championships, which was between... I forgot who was between, but I know South Korea was involved, and they won. No shocker there. They're so good at it. But the arena was really pretty. It looked so cool. It looked like something out of a video game.
It looked like it put PSX to shame.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding me?
When I was watching the opening of it, and the guy said that they built this whole new hall for them. I'm probably conceited or something.
So they added a whole nother building just for BlizzCon. And actually, that's where I watched the opening ceremony, and it was for the Hearthstone They call the hard. So what Blizzard did is that normally you have one place where everyone meets up, kind of like in PSX, right? We all went to the one place and they all came on live stage. Well, they had 3 stages that they would come on live, and then the camera would jump. So you weren't like trapped, being like, oh my god, I couldn't make it to the Mystic stage, is what they called it, which was the biggest one. So you could go to one of the other ones. You see some of it from Mystic, and then the guy live comes out for his segment on yours, and then another one comes out later on another stage. So you could always experience the live feeling.
That's cool.
Which was kind of interesting. They were trying it for the first time. So they came out, and there was a whole lot of stuff going on for this BlizzCon. It was apparently the most packed. They sold out the most this year. 30,000 people were at the convention, which was insane.
The size of like.
Could you actually? But you were able to actually get in line and do stuff, right? I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't hard to get to do what you wanted to do.
Do you see all the computers they had set up?
They had a shitload of computers,
just so people could try. It was like, you know how when we went to PSX, they had like maybe 30 computers.
Yeah, well, we go to play Farpoint.
Yeah, these guys had like
it's a 10-minute demo, and they have like, what was it, like 10
units. These
guys had hundreds of computers.
They have hundreds of computers lined up just to play.
Yeah. Dude, they had like amazing computers just to play Hearthstone. We were like, what the hell? Like, it's a mobile game originally. So like, these are like some intense supercomputers just to play Hearthstone.
Because they can.
I don't think that hall was just built for them.
I think they keep those computers, just keep bringing them back.
I know that they're like winking saying it is for us, but I think it's kind of for Comic-Con.
No, it's gonna be for Comic-Con. Yes,
it is.
Yeah.
But they were testing it with BlizzCon.
They're gonna have Comic-Con there. What?
San Diego, they only renewed their lease for 1 year, which is kind of weird because they used to renew them in 5 years.
You really think they'll bring it to the Anaheim?
That's what they're gonna.
We
do.
have a better hotel.
Fingers crossed.
Than San
My
Diego.
fingers are crossed.
Well, they're also
Can you
building
imagine
more.
how packed it's like next to Disneyland? Why?
Well, it'll be good. It'll be good because we have
Disney's gonna love
we have
it.
lots of parking.
Did you hear they're building another hotel over there too?
Yeah, they're shutting down.
It's
the
gonna
ESPN
get
zone or something.
It's gonna.
I don't know if you've been to San Diego,
that one.
San Diego Convention Center, but parking there sucks.
Well, the parking in San Diego sucks in general.
Yeah.
So
I got lucky with parking because we had some friends who were staying at a hotel, and we were able to get a pass, and so we parked in the hotel parking.
Yeah.
And then we just walked like 10 minutes to the convention.
Besides that fact, though, I will say, though, all the pictures you sent, all the videos you sent, I'm not the biggest Blizzard fan, but that convention looked really cool. Really fun to go to.
It was really cool. They had really large statues of like main characters from the games. Each event, the stages were really, really nice. Like just how the stages looked, you just kind of like you went to the StarCraft tournament stage and it looked like something out of StarCraft. You went to the World of Warcraft one, it was designed to look like World of Warcraft. It was really cool. Everything was interactive. They had a lot of correspondence there. Like they made it into a huge big deal where there was a lot of areas where you would have people coming in to sit down and they were like talking live, like as if it was like legit like Sports Center or something. It was nuts. And they had
Muse.
Yeah, so they had music. I'll get to that in a minute. So they had a bunch of commentary and stuff. They had multiple tournaments. There were so many things that we actually couldn't get to everything at once. And so the benefit was if you went to BlizzCon, you actually got what was called their virtual ticket, which you could also buy if you weren't able to come to BlizzCon.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And you could, and it's the first thing they did this
That's why
year.
I can't film, right?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons they won't let you film. You could like take some pictures and stuff here and there, but you couldn't actively walk around unless you had a media pass. Hopefully one year we'll get one of those. But there were so many things. They had a lot of panels talking about all the stuff that's happening, the art of the worlds. They also had the tournaments, which is, for me, the most fun. They had the StarCraft World Championship Tournament, the World of Warcraft Championship World Tournament, Heroes of the Storm Championship World Tournament, Hearthstone Tournament, which was done by all the streamers. So all the streamers did that one. Overwatch World Tournament. Diablo didn't have a tournament, but they had a demo section where you could play the Necromancer, and it was fucking packed.
Well, how do you do a Diablo tournament? Yeah.
How do you do a Diablo tournament, and how do you do a World of Warcraft tournament? What are you doing?
I don't know about the Diablo tournament because they didn't have one.
Yeah.
But for World of Warcraft, it's very easy because you do teams of 3, and actually the biggest guild in World of Warcraft had 2 separate teams in the
tournament.
In the tournament, both of them got knocked out, and they were the previous champions.
So what do they do?
So it's 3-on-3. And they do best of 5, and you basically go into an arena and you fight. Yeah, it's a huge.
It's that weird arena where you run down the hill and then you kind of get.
No, that's the battleground. The arena's even closer together, and it's literally you got to go around pillars. It was crazy. shit was so, like you're watching it and then you're like, oh, and you see like the life bar go down and they're getting just slammed and you're like, oh shit, and then he just pops some shit and he survives it and you're like, oh crap, okay, they're still in the game. And as soon as one loses, that's it, they're gonna get eaten up. So the first one to die pretty much set the theme of who wins.
Yeah, right.
I always looked at BlizzCon as kind of like a media thing, but it's more of a fan event from what you're saying.
It's become more of a fan event. They had one of the things, they had a section up top which they called the Dark Moon Fair, and luckily we the people I was with, they knew that one of the guys has been to BlizzCon 5 times, so he knew like what to do. So we went to the Dark Moon Fair first, and that's where they had all the collectible stuff first, which is where I got the Zergling thing. They had it was called the Pet Store, and you could get all these different plushies and stuff that was there. Obviously I went for the coolest one I could find. And then they also had another one where you could put little tokens in and you would get these little kind of ball weird things of just different characters. People were spending like $25 and all sorts of crazy stuff.
I'm sure there's a bunch of resellers.
There was like, it would look like a huge vending, like, you know, those little vending machines at the grocery stores. It looked like that. Just a massive one. There was a pen trading. Pen trading was insane. Like people were. You think Disney was nuts? There was a girl walking around with a whole vest that she opened up and just had hundreds. I was like, holy crap!
Like a trench coat.
I was like, how'd you get through TSA? Yeah, it was like a trench coat. She said the left side is for trades and the right side is my stuff, personal collection. They were selling backpacks or like foldable backpacks just for pen trading, all sorts of stuff.
At least there weren't strollers. There weren't strollers, were there? Full of pins.
No,
that's the worst. You get that shit at Disney.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. They had all those are the only things that you could actually buy aside from the BlizzCon store. So as far as like buying stuff like traditional conventions like Comic-Con, Star Wars, where there's a lot of vendors outside and you could buy stuff, there wasn't. The only place you could get it was in that little area. And then the rest of the whole convention was just tournament setups, demo areas where you could play all the games, all the new stuff that came out that they were talking about during the releases. And just taking pictures with stuff. There was a lot of cosplayers. They had a huge cosplay costume contest, and Chad Hardwick was actually there. He's actually pretty famous. He does like stand up. He's on TV. He does the Talk of the Dead for The Walking Dead after every episode. He was actually really funny. I've never even seen him before, but the guy was actually pretty hilarious. So as far as things that they announced a new World of Warcraft expansion called Battle for Azeroth, which brings in a bunch of classes that you can play called the Allied classes.
And you're talking about the presentation everybody could watch. All the other stuff you're talking about, you had to have the ticket thing to be able to view those things. But now you're talking about the big announcements. Those were during the
So these things are the things that were announced at the actual introduction ceremony, opening ceremony.
So these are the big things you're going into now. Yeah. So you have the.
So what I explained a few minutes ago was just the experience of it. Like what did you expect at BlizzCon?
Right.
By the way, the food sucked. That's the thing I didn't like.
Well, it's probably just the regular.
It's the event. Food, yeah, it's the convention center food. They don't allow you to take chairs. Mine was. They told me no, and I had to throw it in the bushes, and then it was gone at the end of the day.
I'm sure some guy saw it and threw it away because they thought it was a bomb.
I tried to throw it away, and they wouldn't let me.
Here, I have.
So I threw it in the bush.
Why don't you give us some of the news?
That's what I'm about to do.
I have everything laid out. If you want me to just
go for it. Knock it out.
They announced the new Overwatch map, Blizzard World. And it's almost like Blizzard Disneyland. So it's got all the Blizzard properties, such as Overwatch and World of Warcraft and StarCraft and things in one map, which is kind of cool for Overwatch. And looking at it, you wouldn't think it's an Overwatch map, but it's pretty. You would think it's like a separate little experience thing, but it's really cool. It looks cool.
Oh, I didn't see it.
What was the name of it?
Blizzard World.
It's called Blizzard World.
Yep. When they announced it, we all thought it was a theme park. We're like, oh my fucking god!
Like,
no way!
You know the World of Warcraft theme park in China that's not sanctioned by Blizzard?
I didn't know they had that.
It's like an illegally made park,
like the Disneyland thing.
But this park looked cool though. Like
China. No, this one looks cool too.
I bet you they're probably going to eventually make it a real thing.
We'll see.
This is probably like the demo to see will people like it, and then if people really like it. And there's a big demand for it, they'll build it.
Oh, that's pretty
cool. Smart way to test it out.
We got a new Overwatch character, Moira, and she's a healer, and she was announced. World of Warcraft expansion, which you said, Battle for Azeroth, and a classic server, right? They have
Yes,
classic server now.
they're also gonna try. There's gonna be a while, but they're gonna try to basically bring the classic back, and they have to figure out how to do it.
Yeah. StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty, and Heart of the Swarm were announced to be free to play.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have to pay for Legacy of the Void and Nova Covert Ops, which still cost $15 each.
Yeah.
Hanzo from Overwatch is headed to Heroes of the Storm.
Yep.
Yeah.
As
And
is.
Hearthstone's next update.
No, there's another character too.
Oh, what's the other character?
Gamora? She turns into a dragon. That's all I know. I forgot her name, but she turns into a dragon. I forgot what her name was, but like people freaked out. There's two characters. That
Hanzo
go.
turns into a dragon.
No, he doesn't. He shoots arrows.
Oh,
He shoots a dragon.
Yeah, the dragon character was a girl. I forgot what her name is, but she's also in it.
Okay. Well, noted. Hearthstone's next update is going to be called Kobolds and Catacombs. That was announced.
And that was actually funny when they presented it, and they were telling our crowd, and we were sitting in that crowd. The guy ran us through like a dungeon, and so they were like, all right, so imagine you have two halls. One is like a mysterious and then one is like completely on fire pathway. What do you pick? And everyone's like, we pick death, like the whole hall. And he's like, why would you do that? And then he goes, all right, we'll go through the death hall. And he goes to the death hall, and like, all right, this whole half of the room is now dead. See, what'd you expect? Like, everyone just died. Congratulations. It was really funny.
Yeah, I thought I was watching that, and I thought it was pretty funny. He's like, do you want to go through this hall?
Yeah.
Full of fire, and everybody, of course,
We're all just yelling, fire!
I was like, you guys are stupid.
It's like, what?
So can you think of anything else real quick before we jump into the
Muse.
first topic?
Talk about Muse.
Talk about Muse. There you go.
So they had a couple things. They had a couple contests. They had the costume contest. They also had a artwork contest, which looked really good. Hold on. They also had they had a guy who came on for like singing and stuff. They did, and it was all Blizzard stuff related. The first one was so goddamn cringy. Like, oh my god, I just wanted them to stop. And so were the next two after that. One of them was hilarious because this dude came out in a Diablo like snuggie, and he just started beating a cowbell.
That's
while the wife was singing. It was hilarious. And he didn't say shit the whole time. Just started
Everybody said more cowbell.
and yeah, just started doing some weird stuff. And then the final one was a guy who came in, and he had a guitar, and he was actually pretty good. And it was his first BlizzCon. He won. He started crying on stage and a whole bunch of stuff. And they put him in the videos for like the ceremony and the ending things. So that was kind of cool. That he got to live his like ultimate BlizzCon dream.
What did he dress up?
Nothing. It was just he called himself somebody the Bard or something like that, and they were actually trying to petition to get him to go into the game because he just sounded like somebody who would be in the game. Like you walk in a tavern in World of Warcraft and you would hear this guy sing.
So
it would
he
be normal.
created his own character.
He's kind of role playing.
He was singing.
Role playing.
He was singing
like
a
he's
song.
in the World of Warcraft world.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's like America's Got Talent, but Blizzard.
pretty much. And then some of the costumes were cool. The winner of the costume was a Hoggard or something like that, but like it was legit. Like it looked like something from the game, and his mouth opened and closed, and the person could not talk inside. And so Chad was like, "All right, if you want to thank everybody for stomp one time," and he just like stomp his foot because he couldn't talk. It was hilarious, but like the costume was legit. Like I don't even know how the hell they made it. It looked so real. And then at the end of the ceremony, at the end. They brought out Muse.
Did
And this
they
is the
play-
second day.
Did they play Knights of Sidonia?
Yes.
Probably.
And Hysteria. They played a buttload of songs. The lead singer smashed 2 guitars, pushed over speakers, came out in a Reaper mask. They threw gigantic balloon balls into the crowd that people it popped and confetti went everywhere.
That's pretty cool.
They shot
What was
streamers out that got stuck on the ceiling and they just started dangling like spiderwebs. It was hilarious.
What was their
Sounds like his.
set list?
What?
What was their set list? What did they play?
I don't half the songs I didn't even know, but like people knew them. They were going nuts. And it sounded
I
cool.
like
though.
Absolution. I don't really like.
But they
too
did a
much
lot of
drums.
guitar stuff, and it was like really cool. They were just riffing on the guitar.
I remember when I
the
went to
drums.
see them live. The craziest thing, they had 3 buildings that they built out of I don't know what, but there were pistons. And they were going up and down and building themselves and building.
They
back
had
up.
they were using the screen.
That one.
They were
Honda
using the
Center,
screen.
right?
Yeah, I was like, "What the hell is this?"
They were using the screens to do interactive stuff, but the drummer came out dressed in the World of Warcraft Alliance costume, So he had the like Stormwind armor as he was drumming the whole time.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It makes me wonder: are they like huge Blizzard fans,
I don't know. Might
or
be.
they're kinda weird guys.
or they just got a really good deal with them?
Probably. I mean, I heard that there was a huge debate on who they should bring next, and nobody thought that the last couple people that they brought was good enough. But everybody was satisfied with Muse when we were walking. You could hear everyone was like, "That was the best."
Who wouldn't be? Now, since we got Ellie's what Ellie wanted to hear about Muse, let's jump into the first topic of the week, which is
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok. So, for those who may not know, what is Thor Ragnarok? Thor Ragnarok is the third Thor movie that
This is the best Thor movie.
that Marvel has released for their Marvel Cinematic Universe, and is a large departure from the formula of the previous films. The previous Thor movies were in large part a love story between Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, and Jane, played by Natalie Portman, and were not received as well from other Marvel films.
It was the most boring franchise, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. That would be it would have been the most boring. I think like number one, the most boring was Captain America.
Oh yeah.
And then before that would be the Thor.
Well, I wasn't the one that
movies.
said that. That was like the general consensus.
Captain America 1 was pretty boring, and then the Thor movies came. And I was like, okay, this is even more boring than that. That was my opinion. Not that Captain America was terrible.
Captain America was so boring.
The first
Jesus.
one. The first one. The second one was really good, but the first one was boring.
I just don't like Captain America.
Second one was really good, I thought.
I like Thor actually, both of them. I don't know.
So Thor Ragnarok seems to take a large departure from the previous films, like I stated, and they're going more for what Guardians of the Galaxy did, and seem to adapt the Thor's world and characters to the kind of Guardians of the Galaxy formula. Is a departure from the previous films a good thing? Should they have swept Natalie Portman under the rug, or what do you guys think?
Yes.
I think it was a good decision.
What about poor Natalie Portman?
Who cares?
Too bad.
Because you're getting rid of the love interest and you're making
She's not-
it more of like about Thor, and that's what we wanted.
She's very one-dimensional as I mean, not as an actress, but in this movie, she was very one-dimensional. She's
I
always
agree, she
running
was.
after Thor,
Wasn't very
and
much-
Thor was like, "Oh, Thor, don't do that, Thor. Thor, don't hurt yourself, Thor." Like, okay, enough. What this movie did is it kind of like built you to enjoy him as a character. So you can talk about more of it. I don't want to get into it too much right now.
It's true, it did. So probably, I guess, a good thing more.
What? Hey, by the way, did you know that one time? So it's a really weird fact. Did you know that the Muse went to an Italian show once, and the Italian show said, "Hey, you guys lip sync this song real quick," and they said, "Okay," and they all switched positions and played different instruments.
because they didn't have to.
They
Yeah.
didn't have to sing, so the singer went on the drums, like, and the bassist was on the lead. It was like, what the hell?
What? I don't get it.
So they had to lip sync the songs. So
Why?
they're like, because the Italian says you're not going to play it live because we don't want you to play it live.
Why did they do that?
So
Because they want it
they did it as an
sound-
FU because it doesn't
Sound
matter.
good. So what they
they
did
did
is,
as a troll, pretty much.
so the lead singer, and obviously they didn't notice, the lead singer went on the drums, the bassist became like, or the guitarist became the lead singer, and the bassist became like the main guitar. So it's like,
So why?
when your fans are watching it, they're like, what the hell is going on? Why is the bassist singing?
Yeah, wouldn't they be a little upset though?
They didn't know until after.
No,
So
no,
it's basically-
the fans.
No, why would
No,
you
the fans-
that's basically them defending the fans.
Yeah.
It's like, if they're gonna make us do this, let's make it more fun for the fans by
The
doing
fans
all
thought
the
it was amusing.
The fans were super excited. They're like, F that news channel will make them lip sync. So what they were saying is basically, we never lip sync, and the reason we're doing this is to make you laugh.
exactly.
Sorry, that was a fun fact.
So
Cool.
basically, we said screw Natalie Portman, throw her under the rug, and we're better off with the season, right? We're better off with the Thor movies. So let's talk about development. October 2013, producer Kevin Feige, Feige, I'm sorry, stated after the release of Thor: The Dark World that there were certain elements from the film that they would like to build a story off of. October, a lot of this comes in October 2014. Feige, that's right? Feige, oops, revealed the movie title to be Thor Ragnarok and stated, "quote It would be a very important movie," unquote.
Yes.
October 2015, Taika Waititi Was in negotiation to direct. Marvel asked directors what direction they would like to take with the film. Waititi, what do you think he did, Ellie?
I don't know. What did he do?
No guesses? He sent back a sizzle reel using jokes and stuff from movies such as Big Trouble in Little China and used the Led Zeppelin Immigrant Song as the score.
He probably wanted to... He's kind of like a weird character anyway, the director, but yeah, go ahead. Most of this movie, this part, especially what you're watching on the camera right now, was all ad-libbed.
Really?
Yeah. He ad-libbed that whole scene. You know when he says, "We're friends from work"? They made that up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
It was really funny, though. So
yeah. So doing that landed him as director.
Nice.
Which is kind of funny because we get the Immigrant Song in the trailer and then twice in the movie.
Right.
Filming began in July 2016, so no longer in October, and it began in Australia. Sydney stood in for the New York scenes in the film, which is interesting.
Yep.
And the film was going under the working title Creature Report.
Just the fake name, Creature Report.
It's interesting.
Yeah. That's what they shipped it to the movie theaters under, probably.
Yeah.
Creature Report.
Visual effects for the film were done mainly by Industrial Light and Magic in San Francisco and Vancouver.
You sure it wasn't done by the guys that did the Room?
Well, there's a lot of other people that helped out.
Okay,
Who are the guys that did The Room?
This joke. We'll go on to
I know where you're getting into that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Okay, keep that in mind for later. But there's a lot of other studios that helped. I don't want to name them out, but pre-visualization was provided by Third Floor and Day for Night. To help create the Hulk, a person was on set covered in green body paint to kind of replicate the intended motions of the character to aid with visual effects artists.
Is it weird that they named Lou Ferrigno in this movie? In the credits, Lou Ferrigno was credited as the Hulk as well.
Maybe he was the person with body paint on.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok was released on October 10th, 2017. And that was for the preview because we just saw it a few days ago. That was for, I think did it release in other countries first? I think it did.
I don't know. It may have. I can't read what's on the screen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it released in other countries first. So the cast. Let's go over that real quick.
Did they change the Thor?
No.
Okay.
Chris Hemsworth. He's getting kind of old though, isn't he? Kind of seems a little bit.
He looks fine to me.
So Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I mean, we all know what to expect from him.
Yeah.
Nothing new from him, right?
Well, except his body.
Tom Hiddleston. What, you think he's getting old too?
No, his body is.
He was a lot thinner.
He's a lot thinner he's got more bulk, and then his body was on display for like a good 20 seconds.
That's true.
And he looks more cut.
I looked to my right, and I looked to my left or right, and I heard "ooh," and I was like, "Whoa, someone's into this." Someone had some pho.
Tom Hiddleston as Loki. What did you guys think about Tom Hiddleston?
Great. He's funnier.
Same old Loki.
He's funnier,
but he's funnier.
It was more comedy with Loki, but more comedy with everything. More comedy with Thor. Kind of overall more comedy. So the main villain, Kate Blanchett as Hela. That's how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Hela. Yeah.
Hela. As if you want to know what other movies she was in, she played Galadriel from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, she's the one that has one of the power rings.
Yeah, she's one of the elves.
Yeah.
And
she's the one that changes colors.
Yeah, she was the one that tried to... Yeah, she tried to get Frodo's ring.
Yeah.
So...
What else?
Well, there's a lot of other random stuff, but that's probably the most notable thing that
she's
you
very
recognize her from.
She's a strong actress. She's in a lot of movies.
And she's a large mouth. Looks even larger in this movie.
Yep.
It looks huge.
I didn't think it was normal.
All I know is that when people were watching her rocking around in the bodysuit, I heard oohs and ahs from guys. So you don't tell me nothing. I'm just saying.
Her body didn't look terrible in this movie, but she was like...
I'm not trying to point that out. I'm just saying that's what I heard.
She was half CG in this most of the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, I mean, we really have no other point to talk about this. Whenever she would get the crown on her head, her face, everything would go CG.
Her body would,
and it was really
float.
For me, it was very distracting.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I would have preferred that they kept her with the normal hair more often and only use the crown in like select scenes where she's far away and you can't really tell because there's a lot of uncanny valley there.
My only
a lot of Uncanny Valley.
My complaint about the makeup scenes. Sometimes her eyes would be done really like dark, and then it'll be clean, and then she'd have really red makeup, red lipstick on, and then it will be no red lipstick. I was like, what is going on? Why does it keep switching on and off? Is she reapplying makeup? Is she getting angrier? How does this work?
Yeah.
So,
I didn't like the idea of them constantly. She would like pull her hands back and her helmet would come on.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the point? There would be moments where she would take it off to put it on, take it off. I was like, why do I need this right now?
Think about
Like,
this
just
way,
keep
Tommy,
it on the whole time.
It's like a boy or a girl pulling their hair back, and that's what she was doing. And then, but while she was doing that, her helmet came on.
Yeah, I know, but like just keep the damn helmet on. Like what the hell was the point? It would be on for like a second.
Do you see that thing? Can you walk through a door with that?
The helmet, yeah.
You can't. So she has to take it off. She can't walk through the door. She's like, ding.
Make a bigger door.
Make a bigger door. Don't make doors.
She's got the spikes.
Go ahead.
Let's move on now. Idris Elba as Heimdall. Is that how you pronounce his name? Heimdall. And
every time I see him now, I just think of like fucking gunslinger just getting older.
Yeah, he's our favorite Pacific Rim character. He's our favorite Dark Tower character.
I just like he's a good actor.
Wait, what just happened?
Whoa. I can go over that later. So
that was a different scene, wasn't it?
Jeff Goldblum as Grand Master.
Yep.
He was hilarious.
Our favorite from Jurassic Park
So
and Independence
good.
Day. I'm glad that
you know who else was in it from Jurassic Park?
The Ian Malcolm,
the main character from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Ian Malcolm was in it.
Who plays the doctor?
He was Odin.
Yeah, he was playing the theater Odin.
Yeah. He was there.
So that's two Jurassic Park characters.
Eye patch. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, he was the one pretending he was doing the play.
And Matt Damon
as
was in it.
Odin, and Matt Damon was in it too.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
He was Loki.
They were in a comedy scheme. They're like cameos.
Yeah, but I thought it was hilarious. It was like, oh my god, that's. I was just like shoving, so I'm like, dude, that's.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not.
So Jeff Goldblum, you think he made the movie a lot better being in there? I thought he was a good addition to the cast.
I think he's Jeff Goldblum's
I really
a weird
enjoyed
person.
I really enjoyed it because there were scenes where in the Garbage Planet they would have him at a huge projection doing his regular Jeff Goldblum stuff. Like, we really need to catch these guys. I can't do Jeff Goldblum. You can probably do it better than me. But it was hilarious seeing giant Jeff Goldblum trying to address everybody as like the ruler of this little planet.
Yeah, I mean, he would. It was like so sporadic. It would be like, everybody celebrate me. Everybody celebrate me. Dance. Everyone enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
What are you doing? But
he's really like kind of being Jeff Goldblum. Like
they just said Jeff Goldblum. Take Jeff Goldblum and be
Jeff
yourself.
Goldblum. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. What'd you think about her?
Didn't like her.
I don't like. I just don't. I don't know. I can't.
I liked her more in the trailer than I did in actual film. She seemed a lot more cool when she was in the trailer. But
I didn't understand the
all
point
of a sudden in the movie she was an alcoholic and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ellie, what'd you think of her?
I didn't think much. That's the problem.
What?
Okay.
Sam Neill is the other guy.
What does that
from
mean?
Jurassic Park.
I don't know that. I just no impact. Yeah, like it bothered me that she was such an alcoholic.
It just kept reminding me of Michelle Rodriguez in Fast and Furious.
That's weird.
She's the.
Did she seem kind of like the nurse character from the Netflix Marvel universe?
No, she reminded me of Michelle Rodriguez being a alcoholic who's trying to be like a badass, like rebellious person who does what she's supposed to do, but also doesn't do what she's supposed to do, and like catches everything and knows what's going on. That's what it reminded me of.
Like I didn't get it. I didn't have enough backstory for her. Like,
well, they had really cool flashbacks, really cool artsy flashbacks.
I liked those. Those were my favorite parts where she was in. But then, like, for why she was and how she turned out in the end, there was no.
I liked her in the beginning. The very first time we saw her, I liked her then.
I wish.
And then after that,
it
just ruined.
She was really strong in Westworld.
She was in Westworld.
She was in Westworld,
Yeah.
but then I think they built her character and said, "Let's put you in this." She's okay. I mean, she's not really the mainstay. I think Jeff Goldblum really outshined her as a tertiary character. But go ahead.
Carl Urban, he played the new the Guardian for the what's it called?
I like them. He also
the Frost. What's it called?
Yeah.
Bifrost.
Bifrost. He played the new Guardian of the Bifrost, and
He's like the new
And you know what's funny? He just kept reminding me of the Necromonger from from Chronicles of Riddick because he had the whole armor thing. I've only seen him in armor. That's it.
He's also in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he was in Lord of the Rings, and he also
was in
played.
Lord of the Rings?
He also
Yeah,
played Judge Dredd.
Who the hell was he in Lord of
He's
the
also in
Rings?
Star Trek.
Who was he in Lord of the Rings?
He's also the Doctor in Star Trek. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. Just give me one
Oh
second.
yeah, he is the Doctor and stuff. Holy crap, that's the same guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I really like him. He's a really
I
good
do too.
actor.
The Doctor was hilarious.
Was he necessary in this movie? I don't think so.
He wasn't, but I think they're building up to be something. I think he's going to be
Think
something.
so?
Yeah. The way his character was.
I enjoyed him.
I did like. I think he was.
I don't think
necessary.
you were really.
Yeah, and here's the reason. A, he provided a reason for Idris Elba's character doing what he was doing.
Well,
B,
yeah, okay.
it also
it gave a narrative to.
I think it gave more narrative to Kate Blanchett.
Yeah,
as
Hela, so she would be able to not talk to herself.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it showed it showed the conflicts of what do you do when someone stronger than you shows up, and you're not as brave as you think you are.
Yeah, he was Judge Dredd.
Yeah, Judge Dredd. He was Judge Dredd too, and I really loved him in that movie Dredd. He was in Dredd, not the old Dredd. Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner / Hulk. What you think about him? I think this is the most acting we've seen from him.
Yeah,
a lot more than Avengers, and I thought he was pretty funny.
It's the best looking Hulk for sure.
It's the best looking Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo himself.
He was funny.
Mark Ruffalo himself was it was good too. He was just really funny.
Yeah, and that was the
Everyone
overall
like, the
theme.
comedy factor was turned on.
Yeah,
Was
they
like,
said
here you go,
said they wanted to do that. They wanted to turn on the comedy factor. They wanted to make it a little different. They wanted to. I'm guessing they went off the hype of Guardians of the Galaxy, and it worked. It was actually more enjoyable to watch and less cringy, and it would make sense. You got a whole bunch of people who are superpowers and super beings. Why wouldn't they be
seriously? Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be sarcastic?
They must have had
And-
really good previs.
And Anthony Hopkins as Odin.
That was cool.
I mean, that's
he was
obvious.
okay. But
Yeah, I mean, is this
it's just
Anthony Hopkins?
Anthony Hopkins being Anthony
I
Hopkins.
love when we first saw him though. He goes Thor. Oh shit!
You know my.
Because it's not actually Odin.
You know, one of my favorite
We all know
Marvel
this.
characters was in it.
Who's that?
Nintendo.
Doctor Strange.
Hey.
Ooh, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. How do you think he did, Ellie?
It was perfect.
Holy crap! He was I didn't know that.
He's Aeromir.
Oh,
He's the brother of the guy from Rowan.
So he was just showing a picture of Carl Urban in Lord of the Rings
as Aeromir.
as Oimir.
Yeah.
But Benedict Cumberbatch, is this more Benedict Cumberbatch?
He's
Doctor
he's
Strange.
himself. He just
I enjoyed the fact that the character was there.
Yeah.
And
I like how strong he's gotten. It was
Yeah,
just
it was
very,
cool. It was
very
cool.
cool to see.
his power levels, have
Which makes it
increased.
super exciting to see him in the Infinity Wars.
Yeah, it's just there's so much tricks that he can do now, though. It's
Because
crazy.
he just reading shit like left and right.
Yeah, he had the gloves on and everything. He had full costume.
Yeah,
now.
he's got everything to his disposal, so
It's-
he's suiting up.
I mean, it's an easier way. It's an easier way of explaining his powers, saying like, "Look, he's expanded on it now,
Yeah.
so no need to make a movie where he builds his powers anymore."
Okay, so one cast member that left that we're going to talk about, and that is Taika Waititi as Korg.
Very good.
He does the voice of him. He's also the director of the film.
Yes.
And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he's the character that snuck up on us. We had no idea what we were going to like until we saw the film, and then he's one of our favorite characters.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. He did a really good job of bringing in the New Zealand type accent with a comic feel.
Yeah, I love New Zealand comedy. Ellie, do you remember the Rock guy?
Yeah, the one that just showed up.
Yeah, he played the Rock guy, the voice of the Rock guy.
He was funny.
Yeah, I
wanted
really
to
like
hug him.
I really like Flight of the Conchords, and I was shocked it wasn't one of the people from Flight of the Conchords that was doing this, because they have that their basic core of their comedy is that New Zealand kind of accent comedy, and he came in same kind of comedy, and I really loved it. It was really cool.
It's like I tried to start a revolution.
His
I
comedy
wanted
was
to hug him.
was awesome.
I tried to start a revolution
Because he
Nobody
sounded
showed
so
up.
cute. Yeah, like it was just
I didn't make enough
wanted-
I
pamphlets.
didn't make enough pamphlets.
He
Nobody
was like
showed
the
up.
guy where like
My mom and his boyfriend.
like shit's going down, and he's standing there like, "Hey, you got any water?"
He reminds me of my friend Brian Stowe. That's all I have to say.
Like, he does kind of remind me of
Yeah,
that guy.
because he's just like he's so happy-go-lucky. He's like, "Hey, where's where are you at, Sohail? Oh, there you are. I just missed you." I was like, "Dude, I've been next to you the whole time."
All right. Well, real quick, the plot. No spoilers, though. 2 years after Battle of Sokovia.
Wait, Batman showed up? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, 2 years after the Battle of Sokovia, Thor has unsuccessfully been searching for the Infinity Stones and has now been imprisoned by a fire demon and eventually unintentionally releases Hela, the main villain of the film.
Ooh.
Hela immediately breaks Thor's hammer, and we get kind of a funny quote, a cool quote, is somebody said to Thor, "Are you the god of thunder or are you the god of hammers?"
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. And immediately Hela travels to Asgard. So something I thought was funny is we just noticed it because I noticed it when I was watching the movie because I watched the trailer so many times. But it doesn't look like you guys caught it until we just watched the trailer right now. The whole scene where she breaks the hammer was placed in a back alley in the trailer, but in the movie it takes place somewhere completely different.
Yeah,
I was like, what the heck?
It took place where the people from the room did graphics.
Is that what you think?
Yeah. It looks terrible.
So Sohail says this because he believes I don't know. I've heard the graphics really did bother me. Mostly Kate Blanchett.
Well, not that. I'm talking about when they were looking out into the ocean. Holy shit, that was bad.
Yeah.
The ocean looked weird. They looked like they were like copy pasted.
The ocean was the scene where it really did take place in the movie, and it's all just green screen.
Right.
And same thing with the alley. I don't know. It would have looked better if it took place in the alley.
I don't know. I mean, what is Odin going to be doing in an alley?
I don't know.
Yeah,
staring at walls
doesn't make sense.
He might as well. He's staring at a sunset.
I mean, he was staring at a sunset, but when they were staring out at it, you could tell like they were all floating. Like, what? Why are they floating? The ground is flat and their bodies are okay. Whatever. It was bothering me.
Yeah,
it was bad.
A lot of green screen.
I don't mind green screen. You could do green screen well.
I've heard.
Well done.
I've heard that the bad effects of this movie is kind of go with the whole feel of the movie. That the effects are bad. That the effects are bad, and it's a corny film. It's kind of like the corny kind of a film that you'd expect to kind of see that, like tongue-in-cheek film.
Yeah.
Where you would fit in it all. It was distracting to me, but some people believe it fits the tone of the film. Do you think it fits the tone?
Yes,
I don't.
It fits, and nothing bothered me. You guys are so picky.
I'm not
thinks you're picky.
I'm not the only one that said it. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's like really big on the internet right now. People making fun of the graphics of this movie. It's not just Reddit. I'm not talking about Reddit only. I was reading it on Instagram where it had the guys standing in front of it looked like they're standing in front of a green screen and they're just putting up random shit and they're like, look, just as good as Thor. I mean, I don't think everything was bad. I just think there's certain scenes like Cate Blanchett's head moving on its own, like magical.
That CG mouth was what bothered me.
Yeah,
most.
but the CG head, there's a scene, I watched this movie twice. Second time I watch it, you could see it worse. So Cate Blanchett's head is, she's moving and her body's moving, but her head is stable.
Yeah.
I'm like, uh-oh.
So back to the plot, okay. Just to finish this off. Thor and Loki both are left stranded on Sakaar, a garbage planet surrounded by time-defying wormholes. Time-defying, and this is why the Valkyrie wasn't like anciently old at this time, even though she was from like a long time ago, because they defy time. Mm-hmm. That's why Loki and Thor came in at different times too.
And that's why Jeff Goldblum's character is young.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So Thor is immediately captured by Valkyrie and used as a contender in the contest of champions by the Grand Master of Sakaar, soon facing Hulk.
And you see that in the trailer, so don't say
this is all the trailer, nothing more. Thor has to make the best of the situation and save Asgard. So that's the plot. Asgard's.
He's like, it's my birthday. Anyway.
So we talked about how this film compares to Guardians of the Galaxy. They kind of went for more of a Guardians of the Galaxy feel. Mm-hmm. So the music, how does that compare to the Guardians of the Galaxy?
It's not as strong as Guardians of the Galaxy's music set.
So August 2016, Mark Mothersbaugh, who did music for the Lego Movie. And you ready for this, Ellie?
No.
The Sims 2 Pets.
Oh, that's a bad soundtrack.
Good set.
You don't like that soundtrack?
No.
Oh.
It's the one where it goes bark, 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 bark.
So
just kidding.
original.
I don't know what it is.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, maybe that's why the music for the main score of the film didn't really get to me. He was hired to score the film, and he did the synthesized score, and it was influenced by Jean-Michel Jarre, who is known for his synthesizer music. Okay. So YTT said that he would have asked the band Queen to work on the soundtrack for the film if their lead singer Freddie Mercury was still alive, because the film is, quote, a cool, bold, colorful, cosmic adventure, unquote.
Yeah, I don't think that Freddie Mercury's still alive, but
if he was alive, he'd want him to do it.
Yeah,
is what he said. That would have been a lot more cool, in my opinion, over this guy that did The Sims. Go ahead, Ellie.
I'm sure.
Go.
Spit it out, spit it out.
Did you forget?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the music wasn't as. I don't think the music was memorable like you would say Guardians of the Galaxy is.
Yeah. So we had
definitely.
We just talked about the score. So notable music,
other than one song.
Notable music featured in the film include the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin, and
wait, you mean?
Yeah. Okay, stop it. And Pure Imagination from the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
And that's like barely like a 20-second clip.
Yeah, I mean,
we watched it. We heard that song
notable.
somewhere else. Remember,
it's notable.
William?
What?
The Willy Wonka song.
What about it?
We heard it somewhere.
Oh, we did hear it somewhere else. It's true. So themes for it, in addition to those two songs, they had themes from Thor, Thor: The Dark World, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and they also had the theme The Lonely Man from Joe Harnell's Then Incredible Hulk TV series, which I couldn't even tell. Could you tell that?
No.
Like, it wasn't the one where he was doing the thumb.
No.
So my question is, should they have played homage to the old Thor movies and Avengers, or should they have just done what Guardians of the Galaxy did and put more rock songs in there?
They should have gotten the guys that
no rock songs.
Come Fury.
What should they have done then, Tommy?
Because the rock songs,
I agree with Ellie. Kung Fury.
The rock songs are more synopsis to Guardians of the Galaxy. Don't steal their shine just because it does well.
I think
because if you do every single movie doing that, then it's going to kill the appeal.
I think what would have been really cool is if they took instead of like paying. I think paying homage is great, but maybe make something original that has a little bit of like this. Old Nordic sounding stuff that would have
been sweet, yeah.
Like rock version of it, like maybe
and make it epic,
maybe dark metal or death metal.
Oh, not a death metal. That would have been really
that
cool.
would have been cool.
That would make it sweet.
But now we don't know. We don't know what would happen. I think it's not as memorable as Guardians of the Galaxy, but
it's like Guardians of the Galaxy has like its own style, and then there's like Tony Stark with the whole AC/DC style that kind of gives it.
If they're going to go all the way out here and use the Immigrant Song twice, why not go all full out Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, I just don't think I think it's cool, but the Guardians of the Galaxy has a narrative that's built for that music because he has that head tracks.
Yeah, there's a reason
tape
to
deck.
it. There's a purpose.
This is like.
Plus, all the characters are goofy in general. Like they're not serious characters.
I think that tape deck is the main point of that movie.
Thor Ragnarok 2, have Korg with the headset on, listening to music the whole time.
Can. I just think that's the reason why they use it. He's made these mixes.
It's true. I get it.
Yeah. The music's not even the main point. The main thing is all about the visuals and what's going on the screen. I really could care less about the music.
Right. So how was the movie received? Are you ready? IMDb currently rates the movie with an 8.2.
Ooh.
Metacritic rates the movie with a 73.
Wow.
Metacritic's really harsh. I don't know why. Rotten Tomatoes rates the movie with a 93% and a 90% audience rating.
Wow, that's the first time I ever see audience lower than the critics.
Yeah. It's kind of unusual. So the critics kind of were...
I actually really like the movie. I actually really like the movie.
It was good. The movie had... How did the movie do financially? The movie had a $121 million opening in the U.S. and a record-breaking $55.6 million in China.
Ooh, money.
I think this is coming off Stranger Things, which had a good following in China, I believe, right? Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange did.
Doctor Strange.
Because it took place in part of there. So
I know. I meant Doctor Strange.
Stranger Things.
Because we were talking about this when we were talking about Doctor Strange, is that they had a whole added scene in there for China with a doctor that was Chinese, right?
Yep. I'm sure there's a Chinese scene in here too.
Probably.
Yeah, they do it in every movie.
What it is, I don't know. So, to put this in perspective, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Ellie needs attention.
Spider-Man Homecoming had a $117 million opening, so it topped over Spider-Man Homecoming.
That's weird.
Wow, that's good.
It's good.
I don't see.
No one would think normally that a Thor movie would top over a Spider-Man movie.
Well, Spider-Man has been done so many times. I feel like people are starting.
Plus, you had Hulk in this, so that was like a big draw.
Yeah, that's true. Hulk
and I mean,
not just a cameo. Hulk
and the
either.
trailer,
in it.
the trailer, dude, the trailer for this was good.
The trailer was amazing.
That's what pulled a lot of people.
Ellie is very correct. Spider-Man's been done to death.
Thank
you got like
Sam.
4 Spider-Man movies, and then like.
Well, I mean, you've also had 4 Hulks, and you've had this is the 4th.
No, I know, but
Thor.
But I mean,
that
like
is
you
irrelevant.
don't
Yeah,
really
but-
get too much Hulk, but you get the same origin story from every Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
then this one was not really an origin story, but it's him being young and he's starting up again, and he's getting the
And
same
there's
awkward
Iron Man
stuff.
in it.
Yeah, but
The
you're
same
like,
thing, yeah.
I think this. I'm honest to God. I think the only reason this one got the ratings it got
And it could
is because it was funny.
Thor.
It had Led Zeppelin playing the music, so people thought it was going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, which everyone loved, and the Hulk and Thor fight.
Yes.
so
true.
that what else do you want?
The reason it also did better is because it had a really, really good trailer.
the trailer was
Yes.
amazing.
Surprisingly, like really.
I think it was one of the top watched trailers on YouTube for a while.
Something that only really bothered me about the trailer is when Hulk and Thor get together. Thor's uppercut looked really bad. Like it went really awkward. Anyway,
I liked it.
do we get after credit scenes?
Yes.
We get 2. One mid credit scene and one after credit scene. The mid credit scene hints to what is to come with the Avengers and shows
Guardians
a little
of the
bit
Galaxy.
of Sanctuary 2, if you know what that is. I'm not going to spoil it if you don't. After credit scene is going to be mainly comedy based, and it's just more Jeff Goldblum. But it was funny for what
I think it was a way of stating, "Hey, Jeff Goldblum is this.
Yep.
This character is not done."
Yep. There's going to be more Jeff Goldblum.
I only
which
have
we
2
love.
complaints about this
Batman.
entire movie. One is what happens to Thor later on that we find out towards the end, and the way it happened. I just didn't like it. And the second thing is that the villain for me just was kind of eh.
You're talking about the magic missing
Yeah.
something.
She just
Which
she
you see
just
at the end.
she was just too like it looked like they were like, okay, we need a villain, and then they just took like, all right, put this person in there and let them shoot spikes. Done.
Okay, so let's wrap up Thor Ragnarok.
Damn.
What can we expect in the future? Director Waititi said he would love to do another Thor film because he feels like he's really established a great thing here. He indicated that if he did another Thor film, it wouldn't be another it wouldn't be Thor 4, it would be Thor Ragnarok 2. So don't expect a Thor 4 like the serious Thor with love interest again.
I don't know. I think they may want to keep it. If they're going to keep him, they can keep him in the Thor series, or he can help along revamping the characters they may get back from Fox.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. So there have been discussions between Waititi and Marvel to create a spin-off following the characters of Korg and Meek.
Yes. I was so watching.
But it was not feasible due to Marvel's commitment producing 3 feature films each year. Feige, that's how you say it,
Yeah,
right?
Kevin Feige.
Feige did say that Marvel has plans for those characters, but would not say where we would see them next.
What would be great is to see them in a cartoon. I would watch the shit out of a cartoon with them in it. Like a weird Adventure Time cartoon with them too.
Yeah.
Let's rate it.
Yeah, so we said our overall thoughts and opinions on it already. So let's get down to the dirty ratings.
9 out of 10.
8.5.
9 out of 10.
9.5. Let's make it an even 9.
9.
All right, even
I
9.
only gave it the lowest because I feel like I have to rewatch it because I'm kind of in a limbo where it's like I know what I enjoyed
the previs
it.
wasn't good, right?
No, it wasn't even the visuals. I actually
drunk.
enjoyed the visuals. It's just I was really tired when we watched it.
What do you mean
it's
not
like
tired?
I liked it to the point where I stayed awake the whole time, but there was just something that bothers me, and I can't.
You just need to see it a second time.
Maybe, yeah.
You just didn't get enough of Chris
And also
Hemsworth.
shout out to Third Floor, especially my lovely friend that works there, and her first big movie.
It was cool to see her name in the credits.
What's her name? Anne. What? What's her name?
Shout out to Melissa Murphy.
There you go. That's her name.
So Stranger Things 2. We previously covered Stranger Things Season 1 and podcast Season 1, Episode 17. So if you want to catch up on everything that we thought about Season 1, you can listen to that episode. But what is Stranger Things for those who may not know? Stranger Things is a science fiction horror TV series exclusive to Netflix that is set in the 80s and greatly inspired by movies such as by Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, and Stephen King of the same era.
Mm-hmm.
The series takes place in the fictional rural town of Hawkins, Indiana, and centers itself around a group of kids, much like the film Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen Goonies. Stranger Things was created by the Duffer Brothers, Matt and Ross Duffer. Season 1 was up for binge watching on Netflix July 15th, 2016. Season 2 was released on Netflix on October 27th, 2017 to mess with us, since it was also the release date of Assassin's Creed Origin and Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, it was a big release date for everything.
Or maybe they give us something to watch while we played.
Only you do that.
So season 2 plot, no spoilers, so just pretty much talking about what they set us up on and what we basically see in the trailers. It picks up just a few weeks from where season 1 left off, and introduces some new drama. So there's kind of different story arcs of all the characters that it kind of cuts to. So we're going to talk about each one of those. So Will is struggling with his experiences that he had in the Upside Down, which is the alternate dimension.
Yep.
Joyce, played by Winona Ryder, is struggling with being overprotective of Will and her new relationship with Bob.
The builder?
No, he's played by Sean Astin.
Which is a huge 80s character.
And he played Sam in The Lord of the Rings.
And he was in the Goonies.
Yep.
All right.
So it's kind of cool. It's kind of distracting seeing him as like a dad in this, though. It's weird. I keep expecting him to do stuff like Sam, or I don't know.
I have lambness bread.
I don't know. So in addition to that, we have Jim Hopper, played by David Harbour, who has a relationship with the new bad men, as you saw in the end of season 1. He was working stuff out with them.
I'm sorry. Can we hold on a second? Is that Samwise Gamgee?
That's exactly what I said, man. Were you listening to what I just said?
Is he looking for Frodo still?
Yes.
Oh my God! Did you just hear what I said?
Oh my God!
They already had the relationship. Now he's moved on.
He cheated on with a baby.
Okay, we just already talked about Sean Astin, so we're moving on to Jim Hopper, played by David Harbour. He had the relationship with the bad man, and he's also developing a relationship with Eleven. There's some emotional baggage with Jim as he lost his daughter to cancer, so there's some drama there between him and
season
11.
1. Yeah,
and you hear about all that in season 1. Yes. Mike is getting over 11 being gone and dealing with Will's new struggles. He's the one that helps out Will the most, I think, that cares about Will the most. Lucas and Dustin. Dustin is everybody's favorite character from season 1, the one with the curly hair. He and Lucas are fighting each other for the affection of a new girl named Max. And she goes by the name Mad Max on all the arcade games that she beat their score on.
Mad Max was like an 80s movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the kid Will is always looking for a broken thing to fix. Not Will. Ian Wolfhard, which
Dustin?
plays... No, what's the other kid?
Lucas?
The one that looks like a frog.
Lucas?
Yeah. He's
sorry,
always
sorry, Dustin.
Is Dustin? No.
Dustin's the one with the curly hair.
Will?
Oh, Mike.
Mike, yeah. He's always looking for a
Isn't
broken
that
thing to
Will?
fix, which L was one.
Mike?
And now
He was talking about the one in the background, which is Mike.
Oh.
So in this arcade, Ellie was like, didn't know that this existed, but Dragon's Lair, which was a popular game in the 80s, is basically played off a laser disc. Like, I don't know if you remember Sega CD and how they had all these little movies playing off the CD. Mm-hmm. This one played off a big laser disc that's in the arcade machine, playing footage, and you're supposed to hit a certain direction when something on the screen happens. If it failed, it cut to a different scene of you dying. So it was a really hard game, really, really hard. And it was a really cool game, though, because you're playing a live-action animation done by, what was it? Don Bluth?
Don Bluth.
Don Bluth, who was a kicked-out Disney animator.
He was a rebel. He was like, I'm too good for Disney, and he wanted to do his own thing, but he wasn't that great.
Didn't you do something similar?
Yeah, he did like movies like Thumbelina, an American. No, he didn't do that American Tail. That was Steven Spielberg. Or did he? Land Before? No, shoot.
Land Before Time.
No. He did not do Land Before.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
He did do Land Before Time, the first one.
Yeah, he just did like a lot of random animation.
Yeah, and what's kind of funny is that John Lasseter had a similar story, but they wanted him back.
Yeah. No, it's like, hey, you go do this other thing. And
he did Anastasia, Secret of Nim. Fievel or The American Tale.
Oh, he did.
I love that story.
I'm like saying no, he didn't.
Titan AE, which I actually liked.
I did like Titan AE.
Rockadoodle, which I liked.
I like that one too.
The Penguin, and the Penguin. Sorry.
Did he do All Dogs Go to Heaven, or was that?
Yes,
not him?
he did. He
Okay.
did both of them, and he did Ben 10.
Ben 10.
So you see how he's kind of random? He's a random guy.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he did lots
He's
of stuff.
still doing stuff if he's doing Ben 10.
So in addition to Lucas and Dustin fighting over the affection of a new girl named Max, Nancy is continuing to be stuck in the love triangle between Steve and Jonathan. Ellie likes Jonathan the most. I don't know. Did you still continue to like Jonathan in this, Ellie?
Yeah, I mean, he was all right. It's just I just associate with myself with him, his character.
Because he's shy.
Yeah, he's shy, and then like when you need someone,
You're not shy.
When you guys when someone's in trouble and no one's there to help, and you think you're hopeless, there I go. And the same thing with Jonathan.
Okay. So just as with previous seasons, they compare the creatures from the Upside Down world to Dungeons and Dragons, which I really like. And this time we have the Demodogs, which is a dog-like version of the Demogorgon from the season 1. And we have the Mind Flayer.
Ooh.
Which is the literal bigger and better villain the Duffer Brothers alluded to in their interviews. It's like, what do you expect from season 2? Bigger, better, badder, scarier. So that's exactly what it is. This villain's basically huge. The Mind Flayer.
And you'll see it in the trailer, so don't say we didn't see
Yeah,
it.
this is all stuff that's in the trailers. We're not spoiling anything. So there is also a new human villain. Last season, the human villain was, I think, probably Steve and Will's father. Will's father was Lonnie, in addition to the Badman scientists, of course.
Yeah.
Steve was kind of a bully, so you could say he's kind of a villain. But
He's
Steve,
kind of a dead character. His character was kind of low.
Steve this season earns a lot more respect and love. Everybody all of a sudden loves Steve. Because of the relationship he develops with somebody, with the boys. He says that he's now a babysitter.
He gained some favor in the last movie when he came back. That's why I started liking him in this season.
Yeah,
he came back with a baseball bat.
Yeah, but this season he's like a lot more lovable because of his relationship with Dustin, and he says he's a good babysitter and he's hanging out and helping everybody instead of it being a dick all the time.
That's also in the trailer, so don't say we spoiled anything.
Yep, of course. But the villain, the new human villain, we kind of skipped over him, Billy. He's basically looks like he's straight out of the Lost Boys movie.
He
I don't know if you saw
from
that.
Power Rangers. He's Jason.
Really?
Yeah. He looks like Jason or one of the characters from
He
the
is
Lost
Jason.
Boys. Oh, he is
Wait,
Jason?
which
He's
Ranger
Jason
was
from
that?
the new Power Rangers.
Oh, I thought. Oh, the new Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I was
okay.
gonna
He's the
say
Jason.
like
I was like, what? I was like, you could compare him to the Green Ranger.
No,
because
he's
the
the
bad
Red
boy
Ranger
still.
in the current movie, the new movie,
Okay.
and he's Australian. How's that possible?
oh yes, I see it now.
So all these Australians in these movies. So most people are happy with the pacing of Stranger Things 2, with the exception of episode 8. I'm just going to warn everybody, episode 7, not episode 8, which feels very out of place and appears to be pushing a spin-off series with characters that have with a character that has similar ability to 11. So just beware. Episode 7 is going to suck. You're going to hate it probably. Maybe you'll like it, but everybody hates it.
Oh my god!
There's no reason to watch it. I'm just kidding.
So we can't go into anything more details because we would be doing spoilers. So it's going to skip ahead to how was this received? How was this season rated? Stranger Things overall is rated 9.0 on IMDb. Stranger Things overall is rated 94 for both Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes. Stranger Things 70 season 2. Both critic score and user score. On Metacritic, it's rated a 78.
The Stranger Things 1 or 2?
It's coupled in together on these sites.
Oh, wow.
So it's together. With a user score of 8.4 on Metacritic. Now, Metacritic actually divides them up. So Metacritic is season 2 is 78 rating. I don't know why Metacritic is so harsh. With a 9.0 with an 8.4 on Metacritic for users rating.
Okay.
Season 1 is 76. So the critics are harsher on season 1 for some reason. And then 9.0, the users are more generous on Metacritic for season 1.
Wow.
So it's interesting.
So it was worse on the first season. I actually enjoyed the first
The
season.
critics were,
Yeah.
but the users loved it more.
Uh-huh. That's interesting.
So over 326,000 people binged through all 9 episodes of Stranger Things Season 2 or Stranger Things 2 on release day.
Nice.
That's a lot of people.
It's like 9 hours of TV.
Over 15.8 million people watched the first episode of Stranger Things Season 2 on the first night.
I did.
To put this in perspective, Season 7 of Game of Thrones had 16.1 million
Ooh.
for the Season 7 premiere. Walking Dead Season 8 had 15 million viewers the first night. So more than Walking Dead and just barely under Game of Thrones as far as how popular the series is, according to the views. Also, to put this in perspective, House of Cards was only streamed by 4.6 million people all spring.
Wow.
And guess what? It's going to be streamed even less.
Wow.
Well, it's because it's
Maybe
more,
maybe they did cancel it for a reason there.
Actually, it could be streamed a lot more. Who knows?
House of
People
Cards
might
is-
want to see what happens or how they do it.
House of Cards is a very political show. Political shows aren't really working right now. Everyone wants comedy or something else, family or scare.
Yeah. So you may think that that is really promising. It sounds like Stranger Things is like one of the most viewed shows out there right now. But Netflix believes that viewership numbers for the shows such as Game of Thrones and Walking Dead is highly inaccurate because of the garbage Nielsen rating system, and believes that the actual viewership for those shows is much more. So they're not celebrating just yet. They want more views.
You know what else I think Stranger Things has reached top at this
What?
year? The most Halloween costumes came from the show, I think, this year.
Oh, you think so?
Is too
I
many.
saw a lot of 11s.
Yeah, a lot of
boys
11s,
playing.
a lot of Eggos, and
Yeah.
a lot of Halloween parties themed to it.
A lot of people playing 11. It didn't matter if you're a boy, girl, or
Yeah.
a Zimmers or
I think that's why they released it October this year instead of July.
Could be
for Halloween.
I think the theming was put out during Halloween so that it could be with Halloween, but also the beginnings of it is kind of Halloween, right? The beginning episode.
I believe so, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they did. They actually had trick or treating and everything.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
So I
yeah.
think it kind of puts you in the time frame of this
And
area.
it encourages people. It's like, hey, it's October. This one, it seems like it's related. Let's watch it. It's good planning.
Right. But it's also kind of cool because this place it takes place in the same state that Parks and Rec was,
Yeah, I guess it's cool. Which is,
Indiana.
oh, the cornfields.
Yeah.
rural Indiana. All right, so Ellie and I had drunk adventures and got to briefly meet the Duffer Brothers. Ellie, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let me summarize that in a better way. Not drunken adventures. It just happened. It just happened that way.
That's what people say when they're drunk.
It
just happened. I ended up having a baby.
Stop. It was the same thing.
That's similar.
So, oh man, why are you playing it on the big screen?
Dude, it was pretty bad. You guys are drunk as fuck.
My favorite part is him saying, flip the screen. I don't know
That's
how
what I
to
had in
do
the
it.
beginning. That's what I had
You
in the
can't
beginning.
flip the screen when you're recording from your phone. It's not the same as Snapchat. Or
No,
something.
my favorite screen is it jumps to like there's some shit going on the stage and was like, what the is
so
going on?
We
Okay.
put up a video of our experience. It was a
Okay,
little
let's
vlog.
start this all over.
Okay.
So I am a Chapman University alumna, and there was an alumni reception event. I went to the film school there, and so did the Duffer Brothers. So I got this invitation for, hey, you want to come to an alumni reception featuring the Duffer Brothers who are going to accept an award and blah, 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 blah,
The guy
followed
on the
by a
left does not
show.
look happy.
Because he's next to me.
The guy on the right looks happy. I mean, our right, your left.
He looks a little
They tall, dude.
flamboyant.
I don't know if he looks flamboyant or is it that he like maybe passed some gas and he was trying to toot on the way from
Could
you guys?
be.
Stop.
He's like,
Don't talk
"Toot
like that,
to the
please."
right. Okay, what was in your goodie bag? Explain.
No.
Okay.
I think you didn't even let me finish my intro
Because
here.
you guys look so happy.
I love the casual wear guys.
Continue
And the
your
bow and
intro,
tie.
Ellie. We'll
man.
get to the bag in a second.
So then we show up to this thing that I thought was just like, hey, come celebrate your fellow alumni because they're super successful, blah, 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 blah. And I'm all telling William I'm freaking out because I know it's Chapman University. It's a private school. You got to dress nice. They're going to judge me. They're going to know I have a Target dress. They're going to know. And so he's like, no. And then we show up and all these like,
I was like, no, it's California. What are you talking about?
these people in full-on nightgowns. I'm like, why? Tuxedos as like these guys are wearing.
What
They're
I didn't understand is that it's supposed to be like a gala event and supposed to be super
once we
fancy.
got there and we got the stupid pamphlets and I saw how many things were happening on campus, I started looking through the events. I'm like, oh crap, tonight is the gala event. So that explains maybe what the show might be. So
Yeah, when you're going to a gala, you need to wear a dress.
yeah, well, I
and a
was technically
suit.
wearing a dress.
I'm talking about like a nightgown.
Like, this is the thing. When I was in school, they have this every year. It's the gala event, whatever. Chapman Celebrates. That's what they call it. This is like a show where you get these rich old people that donate thousands of dollars to the university, and then these college kids, super talented by the way, put on a show for them and be like, thank you. Pretty much that's what happens. And I was like, never in my lifetime did I think I was ever going to even step foot in this thing. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to alumni reception. We're gonna mingle with alumni, but that's what happens.
We ended up being with a lot of the old people she was talking about.
Yeah,
You're looking-
judging.
You have to look at it. Isn't Chapman University is like a mini Ivy League school? Mini. I
They
would say.
want to be
Yeah,
Ivy
I mean,
League.
it's like a mini one. It's kind of like one of those guys. You're like, oh, do you hear Chapman? Yeah, it's
yeah, but
school.
it's like, and I knew that, and I knew I should have like invested more money on something nice, but
I like how Will's wearing Vans.
I know.
That's all.
I told him, "Are you wearing the best shoes you have today? Aren't you? If you like, there's part of
I
the
could've
video
worn better
where I
shoes.
point down at his shoes. I'm like,
I like
hey,
how
you
you
wore
guys
your best
straight up
shoes
casual
today,
clothes. Like,
didn't you?"
oh, I think it's gonna be
I
a
don't
pretty,
think the shirt- I don't think the
pretty
shirt-
good event. Suit and tie Hollywood event.
I don't
Like,
think
oh shit.
I don't think the shirts are a problem. I don't think the dress is a problem. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
You know,
It's
people
not a
look-
problem. It's
people
just
look at your shoes
you
first.
stood out. Like you guys stood out. Like I
How
remember
often
looking
do
at
you
the
guys
video.
look at shoes? Come on.
First thing I do when I
That's the
meet
first thing
someone
everybody
that says
does.
they're rich is I look at their shoes.
Oh my
That's the
God.
first
You know
thing.
why you look at their shoes? Because when they're rich, when they're really rich, their shoes are nice.
Yes.
If they're fake rich, their shoes are shit.
Also,
You can look really nice, but your
women
shoes
look at shoes. That's the first thing they look at.
Is that what you look at first, Ellie?
No, not really.
No.
She
Women,
looks-
not aliens. Women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, I
Ellie's-
mean, I was gonna wear heels. I was
Ellie
gonna wear
looks
a nice
so
dress,
uncomfortable in this
but-
Ellie
photo.
looks for the thunder sticks.
I
She's
just
like, please save me.
I'm like half drunk here. No, I'm drunk here. And then I just like said a lot of words to them. So I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
like that
Ellie
kind of
looks
a
at
moment.
thunder sticks first.
Shut up.
Okay, so
Why'd you pause it?
because that's one of the most memorable event
I just
parts.
thought, just stop leaving it there.
So what was
It's
in
like,
the
the
goodie
longer
bag? So-
you leave it there, the more judges.
It was Matt and Ross Duffer. Matt and Ross Duffer.
Is that
Which
really
one's
them or
Matt and which one's Ross?
That's what I'm asking you. Which one?
I'm pretty sure when I shook their hands, because they're freaking twins. When I shook the one on the right, he said he was Ross.
So the one on the right is Ross.
Which one's the one that's farting?
So the one that is
Matt?
farting is Matt.
Okay.
And
Stop! Don't quote me on this.
Part-
what if
part
I'm
of-
completely wrong?
okay, maybe we're wrong, but Matt was the one that looks flamboyant, and another reason why I said he seems
Why'd
flamboyant
you
to me.
stop pointing flamboyant?
Sorry, I'll
You're
stop
so
pointing.
fucking mean. Someone's gonna look this
Okay,
up,
I'm
and then
sorry.
they're like gonna get pissed off.
I'm sorry. The only reason I wanted
joking
to
about
finish
the-
my story.
I'm talking about the farting
When I was
part.
shaking his hand, he put his like this part of the fingers in my palm like this, like one of those weird handshakes, and like, okay, this is weird. Or maybe he just didn't grip it right.
Or maybe
I
you
don't know.
missed
Yeah, he probably missed.
because you were
I
drunk.
had my hand like there.
But maybe he was
You
like,
give awkward handshakes, though. It was you.
Never shaking your hand.
Did you go like this?
No, I went like
I've
this.
seen you.
He probably
You probably like, and he's just like,
Dude, maybe he just didn't want to shake your hand. Like,
Maybe
no, they
don't
were
know.
really cool. Like, I can remember this.
they're very
much.
friendly.
Like, they were super friendly.
how friendly.
I was like, William was doing who knows whatever. He had mostly the attention of Matt that was on the left. I had the attention of Ross, who was on the right. Or so I think he was Ross.
Ross is on the right and Matt is on the left.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I do remember. See, I remember this
So
vividly. 'cause
sorry,
it
that's
was a
Ross.
moment.
So that's Matt and that's Ross.
No.
Matt is on the left.
So
and
Matt's
Ross
Matt.
is on the right.
So I was correct,
So
William.
next
Please
to
stop.
Ellie is Matt, next to you is Ross.
Okay.
So
I'm sure he's just standing that way because he wants to get closer to you, but he didn't want to be awkward and put his arm around you. You know, because I think the guy Ross is putting his arm on Will's back. I'm guessing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was on your lower back. I'm guessing.
Yeah, William totally blocked me. He's like, "Don't touch her." That's
What
what
are you
it
talking
totally
about?
looks like. Don't touch her, and that's like he puts his arm around me.
I think Will was awkward, and then you were too. Because look at your hands. What are you doing with your hands?
I never know what
Honestly-
to do with my hands.
Honestly, it looks like you two were trying to take a photo and they just like kind of slid in from the sides.
He doesn't look like he's there, by the way.
Looks Photoshop.
Matt looks like he's not
Okay,
there.
You wanna talk
let me
about the autographs?
Can I tell you first about that awkward
some
photo we're in line
We got
for?
these
We
signed.
talked about it before this in the
Okay.
video. You just need to look at the video if you want to see a little more details. I'm going quickly, but they told us one picture move. This lady sucked at taking pictures and
Like one bad
literally
picture.
took one picture. No burst, no like, let me take 1, 2, 3, let's go. It was literally one bad picture, and that was that one bad picture. It's like we were barely like getting ready, and she just took it.
It's good.
And so that's why it was awkward.
It's candid. Like, were you
yeah,
holding
sure, yeah. I'm fine with it. It's like a picture's a
Like
picture.
you're holding an apple or something.
Yeah,
That's what you're doing in
exactly.
your hands.
But I said what I had to say. I just basically told them because I really am like I'm always happy to
Ellie
see.
down that wine.
I'm always happy to see people that graduate from Dodge College of Film and Media Arts be very successful like that. It just makes me feel better that I went to a school like that. That I do feel like there is those sources where you
It
can
was eyeball. Look like we're like sneaking in on a
be
conversation.
good.
You're like whispering about shit here. Like,
Hey,
who's gonna
Yeah. So.
So what was in your goodie bag?
see his left hand?
Oh yeah, so when we walked in, we were greeted with like, "Here's his bag, a gift,
Here's a
from,
gift from
Netflix."
Yeah.
Inside the bag, it was a collectible. Guess what it was?
Matt Duffer's hair.
No, it
No,
has to do with
a
Stranger
common
Things.
collectible.
Shoestring.
A DVD set.
No.
Think more vinyl.
Oh! I know what it was.
What was it?
It's a packet of string cheese.
Was it a vinyl disc?
No, Sohail
No.
Sohail will guess this because
Vinyl
it's
material.
everywhere.
It was a
It's
cassette tape.
It's everywhere for anything.
We actually have a
pop
few in
culture.
here.
Funko Pop.
Funko Pop.
Yeah, Funko
Yep.
Pop.
The
Stranger
pop
Things
culture gave it
Funko
away.
Pop. But guess who was in the what Funko Pop we got? My favorite human. I just said it. If you were paying attention
from Stranger Things.
from Stranger Things.
Is it Dustin?
No.
Or Matt?
Who did I say I was like?
I don't
really-
know.
I just had this whole comment. This is what happens here. No, Jonathan.
Jonathan.
He was cool.
Oh. You like? I thought you said you relate to him. I didn't know he was your favorite.
Well, he's not my favorite. You're right. I
You said I relate to him.
I relate to him.
Man, you called bullshit. You said I relate to him. He's like most like me. That's what you said. Anyway,
So I felt like I got a little mini me.
what is Will filming?
It was like it's
Ellie
that's
was, for the record, Ellie was holding the camera the whole time.
because William didn't use anything that he recorded because he knows how lame it was. It was literally him. He took a frontal camera view, so he's like, "Oh yeah," and then we're walking, and then he's like recording his stomach the whole time or his crotch because he can't.
For the record, I did
camera.
use a little bit of that, just not the crotch scene.
I saw that crotch scene. It was weird.
So, were you guys? So you guys got the Funko Pop? Anything else in there? Was there like
No,
cologne
that's
or anything
it.
else?
It was just
Just
a
the
Funko Pop.
Oh, that's pretty
Unfortunately.
special.
Yeah. So let's jump back to Stranger Things, unless you have anything else you want to talk
I
about.
want to talk about something really cool about the
Okay.
video.
What else?
So after the whole awkwardness of the reception, we actually got into the gala show. The gala show, you should watch it on the actual video and listen to the whole thing because the Duffer Brothers received their achievement award there.
Alumni Achievement Award.
And I feel like they gave a really great speech on creativity and going for and having someone that believes in you, blah 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 blah. And it's super cheesy after that, but just watch that part.
Sounds good.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I applaud them for being able to make it so far with such an odd concept of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just not. It's something that you would think, hey, someone's doing an '80s film again. Come on, but it sucked you in. And it was pretty cool. So congratulations to them, and maybe hire Will to be your next Blair Witch Project filmer.
Right?
It feels like watching the Blair Witch.
Ellie did that. Ellie was the one filming. Like I said, I did
I straight up
editing.
got motion sickness watching this.
So
the first
Ellie can be
time.
I
the-
did too.
It's like Will's face, Ellie's face, then like pants. I'm like,
Ellie can be the camera woman, and I'll be the editor.
And then next time we'll be sure to record the other way.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I know how freaking annoying this is.
You went to the film school?
It's just that it was so awkward. I didn't want to be like,
We had to be secretive. That's the thing. We had to be secretive. That's why we're whispering. That's why we're hiding it.
I wonder what other people. I wonder if there's videos of you guys here whispering to the phone, and people are like, these freaks.
Probably. So is that all you want to say, Ellie? We're done
Yeah,
with
we're
the
done. I'm done.
Meeting Duffer Brothers.
Yeah, don't watch it. Please, it's embarrassing.
Well, that's what makes it good.
I say watch it. Leave us a comment on what you think Ellie's best quote is from it.
Hand position was.
And please excuse me for the language I use. I was drunk.
Yes. I did not beep everything either because I was drunk when I edited it. Just kidding.
I noticed that.
So Ellie.
She's excited.
So Hill, did you finish Stranger Things too?
I'm like 3/4 of the way in, finished.
Okay, so you watched most of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Excluding that you haven't seen the ending, what would you rate it from what you've seen? Ellie, stop.
So far, I like it a lot. I just think it started a lot slower than the last one. I think it was moving, but not
a lot more
as
character
quickly.
Development, kind of.
Right, and a lot of time jumping. So from where I remember, you're going back and forward, back and forward. In the last movie, you kind of didn't have too much of that. But there's a lot of characters that are being built. And so that's what has a lot slower movement. But I actually like it. I mean, it's still a great show.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't want these kids to ruin their personalities. You know?
Well, they're already screwed because this is a huge TV show. They're screwed for the rest of their life, like the kid from Home Alone and all those other kids.
I think these kids can handle it.
Some of them, yeah, I think they can handle it.
I think they can handle it. I just think the problem is that
the Harry Potter kids did okay, right?
Yeah.
All of them are good, except for the main one, Daniel Radcliffe, has like alcohol problem.
Oh, really?
He did.
Well,
I think he's
he
good
was
now.
a star.
Yeah, but I think these kids can handle it if they get into it. This guy has a cocaine problem, so you tell me.
Jonathan?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why we really.
That's why you like each other. Anyway, I think the kids, hopefully, if they don't get jaded or they keep their acting chops up, everybody loves them. I don't know anybody that doesn't like these kids as actors.
I'm afraid for what will happen in Dustin's future.
Why?
Because right now he's cute as a kid. What will he grow up to be like? That's just that's
so
my concern.
mean.
I mean, well, look at other kids that were cute as kids.
He's probably like 15.
So you think he'll be fine?
Have to wait until they get older. The only time will tell. And
again, I'll reference back to the Home Alone guy. He was cute as a kid.
How about Neville Longbottom from
yeah, they like flowered.
He all of a sudden he was like the ugliest character. He looked like the snaggletooth weird kid, and all of a sudden nowhere he's like the hottest kid in the whole show, and he had like his own GQ outspread abs and everything.
Well, only time will tell.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
see.
Only
Ellie,
time will tell.
you watched the whole show. What would you rate it?
I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Yep,
No.
that's it.
Thoughts other than that?
I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was great. It was fine, and
Well, you said before that season 1 didn't interest you as much.
Yeah, season 2 had
and season
more,
2 probably the same thing, right? I mean,
it was
you
the same,
enjoyed
but
it,
it had
but you didn't love
had
it.
all these like I think I enjoyed mostly the time era.
The 80s.
Yeah,
That's what I enjoy about
fun
the
to
most.
watch.
I enjoyed it too. I was gonna say my rating is a 9 as well.
It's and then
Oh, sorry, you
and
didn't rate it?
No.
Oh, sorry.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
9 out of 10,
So 9 and
out of
9.
10.
I don't know if it was me or there was some kind of weird stuff going on with Billy, but I don't know. I just didn't like his character.
I know, and I'll just add a quick comment. I'm very impressed with like the audience this show reaches. I have coworkers that never grew up watching Steven Spielberg movies or sci-fi movies in the same kind of realm, and they absolutely love this show. And they're like, I just don't understand. I've never seen anything like this. And then they start understanding Steven Spielberg, and it opens a whole new genre to different cultures that haven't been. It's just good to see, because that's the stuff I grew up loving and watching, like Jurassic Park and all that stuff. And then they watch it and they're like, "What is this? Never seen this before." But
Yeah,
it's
it's
just,
new. Something.
it's sparking a newer generation, even whether the generation is like kids now.
I think
or,
Hideo Kojima recently too was asking people on his Twitter account, if you watched it and then you watched Stranger Things, did you have deja vu, or if you watched vice versa, did you have deja vu? Because it is the Stephen King film that they were kind of greatly mimicking with this too.
Yeah. So
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Same character.
Would somebody that just watched Stranger Things 2 have that kind of a feeling when they watch it? It's like, oh, they're copying Stranger Things 2.
yeah, so it's good to see it's not happening. It's just people understanding and this is a genre.
So I rate it a 9 as well. I would rate it a 10 if they didn't have episode 7 and if they did more with the Mind Flayer. That's what would make it a 10.0.
And then we need a yes or a no. Will Tommy watch it soon?
I'm probably going to end up watching it, but not now. Probably, I'm thinking around Thanksgiving when I have a couple days off. Probably binge it then.
That's cute.
So before we close this off, did you know the series was originally known as Montauk?
Yeah, I did.
As the setting for the script was in Montauk, New York, and nearby Long Island locations. The brothers had chosen Montauk as it had further Spielberg ties the film Jaws, where Montauk was used for the fictional setting of Amity Island. After deciding to change the narrative of the series to take place in a fictional town of Hawkins instead, the brothers felt they could do more things like do quarantine and stuff like that. So they eventually changed their mind, but I thought that was interesting that they wanted to copy the location for Jaws.
Yeah.
So were they thinking
cool.
of like a sea monster in the beginning? I don't know.
Could be. I mean, it could have been that they wanted to be somewhere where, I don't know, the quieter part of New York or New Jersey. It's New York, obviously, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. I like the Ronald Reagan poster, by the way, and I also like that there was a, Mondale poster too. I was like, dang, they got a Mondale one and a Ronald Reagan one? That's crazy.
Did you see, I don't know if it was season 1 or season 2, but they had an Evil Dead poster.
Oh, I don't know which one that was season.
Did you see it, Ellie?
No.
I think it might have been season 1.
The thing about Evil Dead is it was a cult classic, right? So nobody back then would have seen it. So where the hell would they have got?
Classic?
It was a cult classic.
It wasn't popular when it came out.
Yeah, it wasn't popular back then. It was popular later on after the 80s because people got on VHS and then talked to other people about it and talked about how great it is. So they didn't find out it was great until later. So how the heck did they have it at launch? Anyway, that's Stranger Things 2. Go watch it. We like it. Duffer Brothers are awesome and support them.
They're nice people. I'm sorry, I was drunk.
Who cares?
Who cares?
All right, guys. So let's jump into listener confessions.
Listener confessions.
No, why'd you do that?
So our favorite confessor, Spencer Moore, the human
hello,
spider
Spencer.
monkey.
Holy crap, I was just thinking about this guy the other day. I'm like, where did he go?
The human spider monkey wrote in via Instagram DM. If you want to find out on Instagram, it's at Spencer_Moore13. And he wants to ask us, what's your guys' thoughts on Christmas stuff already being out?
I hate it.
Question
It's
mark.
good.
hate it. I hate it.
Prepare early
No,
for the holiday.
it's stupid. Stick to the month. Don't jump it. It kills the vibe.
I kind of get annoyed because I think that I like Thanksgiving.
Yes, I do too.
But excuse me, they usually have a small section.
You have to remember the Indians and the pilgrims.
No, I think that's true, but I think that when Christmas stuff goes earlier and earlier every year, it's because they need to make more and more money off of the products.
Yep.
Because after Christmas, everything goes on sale, so they have to sell it early, and force people to buy it. So I think that's what it is. I just think that sucks. You can't buy any, Thanksgiving stuff.
Target has a whole aisle.
Yeah, I don't know why Thanksgiving is so overshadowed by
Well,
Christmas.
it's just that I had this actual conversation. I won't name who, but they were saying Thanksgiving is horrible because of what it's celebrating, a massacre of Indians.
Well, it's not
It's
necessarily
that's not,
celebrating
yeah, that's
that.
not. It's not.
That's not what I celebrate when I.
Yeah, it's to
That's something that
celebrate the
happened at
whole-
the time.
Yeah. So it's just kind of there's a border between what people remember what it is and to what actually happened after the fact and all the events to actually what it means to you. So it's just
What it
whatever
means to
you-
me is I'm thankful that my family is at my house and eating food with me.
Exactly. That's what it should be, and I feel like it's it was
It's-
a whole
it's a one-
harvest, collecting the harvest.
I spend the day
spreading-
thanking the people who made napkins.
That's stupid.
Is that weird?
I don't know what you're talking about, but all right.
The trees?
I'm just excited that I'm able to spend time with my family, and they're only going to be there for like 8 hours.
And then they'll be gone.
Yeah.
Is it on a time limit? All right, you guys are only allowed here.
Well, how long
Out
do you
of
wanna
6, get the hell out.
What are you going to do? When you go to someone's house on Thanksgiving and they eat, most of them want to fall asleep after they're done. They're
Yeah,
like,
put a movie.
I put a movie on, they all fall asleep.
Give them some fruit afterwards.
I do that
Give them some
too.
tea.
Usually what
Then it's
happens-
dinner.
I do that
But
too.
yeah, that's
I don't do
what
dinner
it
if
should
they ate
be.
already.
Oh, damn.
Maybe it's also because we live in a society where it's not as thankful anymore to things, or it's not family orientated to where you don't need to have that many decorations to celebrate a holiday that most people don't care about.
All they're worried about is profit.
Poor Target.
Huh?
What's wrong with Target? The Walmart by my house already put out the
Christmas
candy cane shit.
The only place I've seen like a good chunk of Thanksgiving stuff is
The Walmart
Target.
by Ellie's house did too.
I did.
Yeah.
Sam's Club has a whole.
I don't remember.
Sam's
Remember they
Club
had the
has a whole
Grinch
section.
T-shirt
That
out
was
and all the other crap.
that was after the thing, huh? Yeah.
That was after
I
Dozer
still
Brothers.
drunk.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I bought a Grinch
So I
shirt.
don't
I don't
remember.
remember. I just remember waking up and it's like, whoop, there's a Grinch.
So
Nice.
one more. So I hope that
Because
answered
you're,
your
you're
question.
impregnated by the Grinch.
Hope that answered your question, Spencer Moore.
It happens.
Keep
when you're
sending
drunk.
them in. Keep doing your Spencer Moore Spider Monkey vlogs. We like
I
seeing
actually see the things you post sometimes. They're really
She likes
cool.
the food you make.
The food you make looks like stuff from Breath of the Wild. Like it's just crazy.
those. All right,
Why
so
did you?
we have one more.
Excuse me.
Just kidding.
We have one more confession here. I should have done last week, but I didn't catch it. A kid wanted to share his doodle of his costume and then his actual costume with
That's
us.
cute.
So
did he? What program
he
did you
tagged
use?
us.
Is that Beavis and Butthead?
He tagged us Nerd Confessions. No, he's a nerd for Halloween.
Oh.
So he's like, "Hey, Nerd Confessions."
Oh, I
look
see.
at
It
me.
says math, and that's a
I'm a nerd for Halloween.
that's a lighter.
That's
And-
actually, it's not lighter.
It's not a lighter.
So he had a calculator.
Oh, it's a
and
calculator.
A math book.
That's
what
pretty
that
cool
is.
drawing. For how old is this kid?
I don't know, but you want to see what he really looks like? It's right here. That's his actual.
Oh, what the heck?
Wow.
That's so
Yeah.
similar. That's pretty good.
Did a
So
good
he's got the
job.
calculator, the book, of math.
You know what? You could have had a Nerd Confessions button on you.
Well, that
would have been cool.
kid's pretty smart for that age. He's got Algebra 1 already. Dang.
Dude, I don't even know.
He looks like he's like probably, I want to say like 10 or 11. He's got a Algebra 1 book.
He's got a bright future ahead of him.
Good on you, boy. Engineering. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna need engineers for the future. I don't know. Sorry.
I like the book, especially. Algebra 1.
Is that a scientific calculator?
That is a scientific
That
calculator.
is totally a scientific calculator. It's not the kind with graphs, though.
Well, that's
It's
a
not
graphing
It's
calculator.
not the well. The graphic calculators can do both. All right. So that's the whole point of a graphing calculator.
This is true.
Yeah.
If you'd like to send us a confession, you can email us at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet at nerdconfessions with the zeros replacing the O's because somebody took at nerdconfessions with O's. So make sure
Give
you
it
do
back.
that.
He doesn't use it. Hasn't used it since the beginning of freaking 2008.
Well, that wraps up this week's confession. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions on things that pique our interest. If you have any confessions you would like to discuss, feel free to send it our way. As always, I want to thank all of our listeners and followers for tuning in, supporting us, share us, like us, review us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Whatever you want to do, every bit helps us grow. And don't forget, you can find our previous episodes and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net.
.net.
And that Zergling is humping that skeleton.
No, he's eating the meat off of him.
Oh, I don't think there's any meat left. So next week
He's humping him.
we're going to be covering the Mario Odyssey game finally. So we're going to be all Mario and Nintendo'd up in here.
And oh my amiibos.
And we're going to open amiibos.
Tommy's going to be Luigi. The L
And-
stands for winner.
And we'll also be covering Assassin's Creed Origins. So
I need to play that this week.
get ready for next week. It's going to be a big gaming week. And we'll see you guys then.
Go away.
Nerd Confessions out. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a comment. We want to know. What do you think about Stranger Things?
I wanna know.
See you guys next week.
Go away.
Streaming Monday. Podcast out Tuesday.
I like turtles.
Go watch Coco.
Blizzcon 2017. Nerd Conventions Con. Maybe someday.